Okay, hello everyone, my name is Steve and welcome back to my channel. Today we are playing Touchstarved, a dark fantasy, romance, visual novel, demo, 18 plus, mature content. So a sad fun fact is I actually spent an entire hour playing this and I looked at my screen and realized I wasn't recording. It could be worse, and honestly, the only downside of that is I kind of used up a lot of my freaking energy and I feel like passing on about right now. But it's got replayability and I'm just going to go back into it and pick different choices this time. So let's get right back into it. Right back into it. Streamers and content creators. Music volume 0. Thank you for warning. Content warning. Intended for an older audience. Mature. It contains mature content that includes, but is not limited to, horror, graphic violence, strong language, alcohol, and drug references, injury, and dismemberment. Player discretion is advised. Viewer discretion is advised. If you accept the content warning, let's get right into it. Alright, my name is Steve, as always. Oop. Choose your pronouns. I am a he, him, as always. This world began to unravel long before you were born. It all started with fogfall. Spectral mist bled from the seams where reality wore so thin it split. And from that fog emerged monsters, inhuman beings with unnatural powers. Some possessed language and intellect, others were mindless beasts driven by little more than bloodshed. As unrest spread and cities fell, humans cowered in fear, while monsters starved amid the chaos. And then there's you. You don't know what you are, but one terrible truth is certain. You were born cursed, with hands that alter the minds of those you touch. Choose your backstory. So, last time I chose the exile, a solitary survivor. And there's not much, so I think I'll just go with the unnamed, a fallen oracle. You were raised as an oracle in a remote temple. The priest claimed that your touch bestowed enlightenment, but the visiting mage revealed your curse for what it is. Spurred on by the mage's word, you fled in search of the cenobium. You regularly experience unnatural premonitions that rattle your body and soul. An innate sixth sense gives you a heightened awareness of hidden supernatural presences. Okay. I have powers. Your name is Theo. My name is Theo. I selected pronouns he, him, and the backstory is the unnamed. Is this correct? Yes, it is. So we shall get into it for the second time. The wasteland stretches as far as the eye can see. There's nothing out here but death, the ever-present stench of decay, and countless sun-bleached bones cast like seeds across the barren land. I could say death doesn't scare me, but honestly, I'm desperate. It's been 2 weeks since I joined a caravan bound across the waste. Finding a group that would accept me was a trial in itself. I can hide my hands and deflect probing questions. But sooner or later, people always suspect something strange about me. As rations grew sparse and canteens ran dry, tensions rose. Despair began to set in until I saw it. Dun dun dun. Iridia, the city of knowledge, one of the last bastions of humanity left in the world, and home to the famous academy called the Cenobium. The Cenobium. All the world's knowledge gathered in one place. If there's anywhere I'll find a cure for my curse, it's here. There. All that stands between me and a new life is a final stretch of salt-soaked waste. Or so I think, until I see the first tendrils of fog snaking beneath the wagon. Is this fogfall? My stomach sinks at the very whisper of it. A silent storm more devastating than fire. Dangerous in cities, but a death sentence beyond them. A thick blanket of fog engulfs us, snuffing out the lantern's light. The wagon lurches to a stop. An eerie silence, heavy as the mist, falls over us. The only warning we get is a strangled scream. Sorry, I just want to check my OBS. Be very sure. Stay back. No. The cry dissolves into wet gurgling. Oh, that's loud. Oh my goodness, that got me. That got me for a second time. Then the wagon violently pitches to his side. I hit the ground hard. The air punched from my lungs. When I opened my eyes, adrenaline lends sudden, awful clarity to the carnage around me. The trader I once shared bread with lies face down in the mud, their back reduced to long strips of torn muscle, gleaming gristle, and exposed bone. Bodies litter the wasteland. I try to rise, but my ankle explodes with pain so blinding, white blooms across my vision. Only when my eyes finally adjust do I see the dark shape before me. A soulless stoops over the twisted form of the caravaneer. I freeze, but it swivels its head. Excuse me. A dozen bulging eyes twitch in my direction and blink as one. The soulless lets out an ear-splitting shriek and charges me. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. But right before it reaches me, the beast barrels past, vanishing into the mist. A horse screams in the distance. I need to move now. Run for the city, head towards the wagon. This time, let's run for the city. I take off, running deeper into the haze. The fog is so thick that I fear I'm heading in the wrong direction until I see a dim pinprick of light emanating from the shadow of a spire. It's faint, but it's enough. I came too far to die here. Rapid footsteps echo all around me. I turn in circles, frantically searching the opaque mist for the source. But the fogfall twists and stretches sound. Suddenly, the caravan's driver bursts forth from the fog. Our eyes meet too late. He knocks me to the ground and slips in a patch of mud. The soulless instantly falls on him. It catches the driver by his throat and rakes his stomach with razor-sharp claws. He comes apart like wet paper, spilling intestines and viscera in a streaming tide. Fighting the urge to heave, I claw frantically through the slippery muck for a handhold. Shit. My hand catches on the jagged edge of a rib jutting up from the water. Bandages unfurl around the gouge torn deep into my palm. But the pain's quickly forgotten when a hand closes around my wrist. Can you stand? One of the travelers from the caravan leans over me. We need to run. They reach for my hand, and I realize too late that my bandages have come undone. No, don't touch me. The sensation of their thumb brushing the back of my hand sends a shiver down my spine. All it takes is one touch, and in the space of a breath, my curse takes hold. Their lips peel back into a deranged grin. No, I've seen this face countless times before. This is my curse, madness of my own making. The grip on my hand tightens until pain radiates from my knuckles. Let me go. Suddenly, oh well, stupid. Suddenly, clammy hands crush my throat, choking off my breath. Die, 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 die! Spit bubbles at the corner of their mouth and flecks my face. The edges of my vision darken as my lungs shriek for air. Scream for help or fight them off. Let's fight them off, bro. I trust in my strength. My nails gouge deep into the traveler's wrist, but no matter how much blood I draw, they don't flinch. Go for the eyes, bro. The more I struggle, the tighter the grip grows. My pulse hammers in my ears, slowing with each thudding beat. This can't be happening. I'm going to die, not because of the fogfall, or the soulless, but because of my curse. Tears sting at my eyes. No, no, no. Not here. Not like this. But then their hands drop from my neck, leaving me wheezing for air. My lungs burn with each ragged cough. My vision clears and the traveler's face takes shape, hovering inches from mine, lips still split in that macabre smile. Even as blood slips between their teeth, they give one last shuddering breath, then slump over the claws hooked through their stomach. The soulless shoves the body aside, its glowing eyes narrow as though grinning. That noise, bro. Gross. There's a flash of claws. Red spills across my vision. I thought there'd be pain, but as I sink into the murky water, all I can feel is the grit of silt filling my mouth and the icy embrace of shallow water. I spot an arm resting among an outcrop of reeds. Mine, neatly severed at the elbow. I should have taken both arms. Without them, maybe I could have survived. Maybe I could have had a home. Instead, I'll die cold and alone in a desolate wasteland. A fitting end for a monstrosity like me. Dot dot dot. If this is death, it's not as bad as I feared. The cold is gone, as is the choking stench of bog water. I could drift forever, cocooned in oblivion, until all thought and sensation vanished. No curse, nobody howling at me in madness or terror. Nothing at all. The thought has a terrible appeal to it. But as I take a reflexive breath and air pours into my lungs, then out again in a ragged gasp. Feeling comes flooding back. Warm cloth on my bare skin, a firm surface underneath me, a strange tang of sulfur in the air. Do not be afraid. I twist my head toward the voice. Tears flood my bleary eyes at the bright glow of lamplight. Try not to move. The voice is calm, steady, and commanding. One sec. But more importantly, it's a stranger's voice. One thought cuts through my mental fog. I have no idea who this is, and I'm completely at their mercy. Stay away from me. My words come out in little more than a creaky whisper. I clamp my mouth shut, hating how weak and helpless I sound. No. No? Who the hell is this? Sit up, lie back down. Lie back down. Relax. I let myself slump back against the thin pillow, wincing when the motion jolts my head. Ah, cooperative patient. Thank you. Go back, go back, go back. Go back, go back. Okay, I guess I can't. Okay. Bro, oh my goodness, dude. Stop. 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 Please stop. The words swim in one ear and out the other, without much comprehension. I pulled the sheet up higher, wiping my eyes until my vision clears. The stranger towers over my prone form. Warm light limns his pristine medical coat. I instinctively shrink back, and that's when I realize that I'm completely naked except for a thin linen sheet. Naked, lying on a low cot with a pair of sharp golden eyes watching my every move. The man's gaze flickers to my exposed, unbandaged hands. I plunge my hands under the sheet, though it's too late. He must have noticed what they look like. Strange, cursed, and human. I brace myself for his inevitable disgust, but his courteous smile lingers. He just watches in placid silence as I struggle to make any sense of my surroundings. Where am I? Who are you? Be calm. You are safe here. Whoever this is, he clearly has no idea who or what I am. I've never been safe anywhere, with anyone. Even the shrine of my childhood turned out to be a horrific lie. I scowl, pulling the sheet protectively around myself. Where are my clothes? The man's golden eyes narrow slightly. A sharp sigh rustles the papers in his hands. I see you are not to be dissuaded. Your clothes were torn to shreds when I found you. But I procured, stop. But I procured replacements. That's a rough word. Freaking dry mouth. With a soft creak, he rises from his chair, giving me a better view of my surroundings. This looks like a medical clinic. Bottles of silvery alchemical concoctions line the counters in neat rows. The air makes my nose twitch, a faint whiff of smoke and something distinctively metallic. The doctor produces a large, dense bundle of cloth, which he sets at the foot of my cot. He's easily a head taller than most, and I have to crane my neck to look at him. Thank you. Thank you for saving my life, bro. I should be polite if I can, especially since I don't know who this is, what he can do, or what he wants with me. Meeting his gaze sends a hot frisson down my spine. Something about him nags at me, like a half-formed memory I can't place. Thank you. You are very welcome. I will leave you to get dressed. With a curt nod, he leads through a narrow door. I hear a soft click as the lock turns behind him. When I don't hear any more footsteps, I reach for the bundle of clothes. An itch on my elbow stops me short. I reach down absently to rub at it, then freeze when my fingers meet a neat line of stitches. Your arm is back, bro. I know what I saw. That piece took my arm clean off. And yet, the limb shows no sign of injury apart from the black stitches poking through my skin. I gingerly flex my fingers, feeling my heart race at the sensation. This is impossible. I should be dead, or at the very least gasping out my last breaths. I squeeze my eyes shut, waiting for the pleasant dream to unravel, to wake up and find myself bleeding out in the swamp. But nothing happens. The seconds tick by, and my arm remains resolutely healed, my surroundings pristine and quiet. In numb disbelief, I grab the replacement clothes and begin stiffly pulling them on. They're thicker and warmer than mine were, bundled with a black woolen cloak. But there's one thing I'm still missing: my bandages. The doctor didn't leave me with any, though I know he saw my hands. I slide off the bed and take a few unsteady steps toward one of the drawers. If this is indeed a doctor's clinic, there must be bandages somewhere. I start opening drawers at random, and of course, that's when the door swings open. Are you looking for something? I whirl around, clutching a thick roll of clean bandages. I try to step back from him, but my legs bump up against the cot. Your caution is understandable. Though if I meant you any harm, you would know it. That doesn't make me feel any better in the slightest. But he makes no move toward me, so I quickly wind the bandages around my hands. The glowing scars and mild skin disappear under a layer of clean white cotton. May I ask why you need additional bandages? I can help if you tell me what ails you. I doubt it. Traveling to Aridia was a gamble born of desperation rather than hope. Nothing has come close to curing my curse. And yet, my left arm twitches, the arm that was severed before my very eyes. The doctor's unblinking gaze follows my every move. It's clear he won't drop this without some sort of answer. The bandages protect me, and they warn others to stay away. I've tried every way of covering my hands, and this works best. Most people avoid touching me as soon as they see the bandages. An illness, then, or a less mundane affliction, spread by contact. I flinch. He doesn't even sound surprised, and that's far too close to the truth for comfort. Glare at him. Decline to answer. Decline to answer. Well, it's personal, and I don't really want to get into it. I've treated every affliction under the sun. I may have answers that you do not. Exactly, isn't that what you came looking for? An involuntary snort of laughter escapes me. Where would I even begin? Would he even believe me if I told him? I shake my head. I need to know more about this doctor before he figures me out. Who are you? You may call me Kuras. And where exactly am I? Iridia, which I assume was your caravan's destination. I can think of nowhere else for a group of travelers to go. Iridia, so I made it to the city of knowledge after all. I should feel relieved, but I can manage a vague sense of increasing unease. How did I end up here? I brought you to my clinic, of course. You were the only survivor from the caravan, barely clinging to life. You needed immediate treatment, which you provided? Yes. He says it so simply, as if I'm a small child and he's explaining basic addition to me. I frown and flex the fingers on my recently healed arm. Aside from being a bit stiff, it feels fine, thoroughly attached to me. You're saying that you stitched my arm back on. Pardon? A solace attacked the caravan. It ripped everyone to shreds. It tore my arm clean off. But when I woke up here, I trailed off, bewildered. I never heard of any magic that could heal a mortal wound. The doctor, Kuras, pinches the bridge of his nose. He sits back down in his chair, quiet for a long time. I do not know where you come from, but Iridia is a city of knowledge and deadly secrets alike. Information is power, and one should not give or receive it freely. Since you refuse to divulge your secrets, I will not divulge mine. I do not even know your name. You are new to Iridia, so I will overlook the specific breach of etiquette. Do not expect others to extend the same courtesy. Do you understand? He glances at my freshly bandaged hands. Loath though I am to admit it, he has a point. I'm a complete stranger to him, yet he saved my life. I take a deep, steadying breath. This time, when I speak, I sound a bit more like myself. Theo. My name is Theo. It is a pleasure to meet you, Theo. There's a little more warmth in his smile, his polite demeanor back in an instant. Thank you for saving me. Why did you save me? Why are you asking, bro? Just say thank you. Thank you for saving my life. A chance to smile in return, even if you won't explain how he did the impossible. There's no doubt in my mind that I'd be dead if not for Karas. Think nothing of it. I'm not sure if he's just being excessively courteous, but his words only raise more urgent questions. Excuse me. I have to ask, why did you save me? You don't know me. The question seems to startle Karas. I could hardly leave you to die in the waste. Assisting those in need is the very essence of a doctor's duty. I've never met a doctor who also handed out free clothes. My fingers find the edge of the cloak. There's a subtle but delicately embroidered pattern around the hem. I try not to blink, and I try not to. I try not to think about the price. What price Karas might demand for such well-made clothes. God, I'm tired. No, I suppose not. Forgive my presumption. I rarely come across such a fascinating patient. Excuse me. This has some freaking chocolate. I blink. What did you just say? Ah, I simply meant that few would cling to life so resolutely, or brave such a perilous journey to Iridia. I could not help being curious about you, Theo. His voice dips to a soft murmur, and he abruptly looks away from me. And you're pretty curious yourself. Heal my arm like that. And you're pretty curious yourself. Am I? Well, I haven't forgotten about my arm. I wiggle my intact fingers at him. Clearly not. But you haven't asked me for any payment either. I require none from you. Travelers do not have an abundance of coin, and leaving you destitute in a strange place would be unethical. I fall silent, unsure of what to say. Nobody would help a whore like me for free. There has to be some kind of catch or trick, right? A loud knock at the front door stops our conversation cold. It spares me from having to say anything else. Duty calls. Unfortunately, you are not my only patient for today. The knocking grows more insistent, and Karas lets out a tired sigh. Please wait. Though he says it quietly, the clamor on the other side of the door abruptly stops. Do you need anything else before you leave, Theo? Oh. Between the soulless attack and my miraculous survival, I almost forgotten why I came to Iridia in the first place. I need directions to the cenobium. The cenobium? The look on his face is downright chilling. He pauses, choosing his words with cold deliberation when he speaks again. Angry face. Isn't like that. Whatever you seek, it is very unlikely you will find it there. The cenobium's gates open for precious few visitors, and even if they open for you, you would not like what you found inside. My heart sinks. Is he saying that I came all this way for nothing? Risked my life and limb for nothing? Did I save? I think I did. Whatever. No, that can't be. I've only just arrived, and Iridia is the largest city still standing. There has to be a cure for me here. Then if not the cenobium, where would you suggest? Do you know anyone else in Iridia? I shake my head. And I suggest a local guide. Head to the Wetwick and ask for Leander, the leader of the Adderstone. Leander. Excuse me. The wet what? The wet wick. Oh, I didn't even catch the implication with that name last time. He sounds deeply unamused. Follow the Adderstone postings. They are difficult to miss. When you meet Leander, tell him I sent you. That isn't much to go on, but Karath points toward the back door. You will be safe so long as you do not draw attention to yourself. That's easier said than done. I've always been a magnet for the worst sort of attention. If you require my assistance, you may return whenever you wish. Though he's smiling, there's a note of finality in his voice. Resigned to my dismissal, I slip out the back door. Cool. Nice doctor. I find myself standing in a narrow and rather gloomy alley. I pull the new cloak up over my nose, stepping over the contents of empty chamber pots. Something weighs heavily inside one of my cloak's pockets. My coin purse. Every last coin that I scraped together for the journey to Iridia is still inside. The purse doesn't even look like it was open. There were so few coins to begin with, they probably weren't worth stealing. I glance back at the clinic's closed door. Karas didn't take any payment. He didn't even ask for a future favor. But he also said that in Iridia, secrets are power. Does he expect me to give up mine at some point? That's not exactly a comforting thought. Still, no matter why he did it, Karas gave me a second chance and a lead on where I might find help. Let's go get that help then. I better get going before he changes his mind. I squeeze out the alley and into the crowded main street. The line outside Karas's clinic stretches down the road. Two-thin peddlers queue alongside weathered elders. If any place is in desperate need of a free clinic, it's this one. The cobblestones are treacherously rough under my feet. Deep grooves worn between them are regular flooding and decades of hard use. I knew Iridia was a river city, but I didn't expect it to look so eroded. The buildings were tired and dilapidated, all crammed together in narrow streets. There's something else, a charge in the air, like the shift in pressure before a storm. It's subtle, like more than a faint, persistent thrumming, but I can't seem to shake the sensation. A child darts by, clutching something greasy wrapped in a paper. The smell of fried food drifts over to me, and my stomach gives a faint gurgle. Oh my god, I just got hungry for the second time. First time I read this, I got hungry. Now I'm even hungrier. That chocolate didn't help at all. No, I'm tired too. This morning's catch, fried up, hot and fresh. Not too many eyeballs today. That sounds disgusting, but I'm starving, so I duck my head under the stale, scrubby awning. A large fish leers up at me, its three bulging eyes still visible through the thick layer of crispy batter. The vendor gives me a gap-toothed grin. What's the cheapest thing you've got? The vendor points at a metal basket of what looks like long strips of savory fried dough. Fresh long, lads. 3 copper apiece. Don't burn your mouth. I take the coins out, counting them gingerly. At this rate, I might not even be able to afford dinner. Reluctantly, I drop the payment on the counter and take my meal. 2 streets later, I pass under a wrought iron archway, adorned with dangling garlands of red and pink lilies. The buildings in this corridor are a dizzying riot of color, painted walls and tinted glass everywhere I look. Pure red and pink curtains flutter in open doorways. Musical voices call out invitingly. Incense mingles with the pungent scent of flowers, barely covering the salt and musk of warm bodies. This must be Iridia's entertainment district. I'm polishing off my food and dusting the crumbs from my hands when I spot a poster. It features a silhouette of a smiling man wearing a single dagger-like earring and the words, "The Adderstone," printed above. Wow. That was quite the jump. Printed above his head. If Leander is the leader of the Adderstone, then the face printed on the poster is likely his. I follow the line of identical posters around the corner, and nearly hit my head on a precariously dangling wooden sign. Looking up, faded orange letters read, "The Wetwick." The facade of the building looks like it's seen better days, but I hear faint music and laughter coming from inside. Not even midday, yet the wick is packed. A loose collection of Iridians crowd the bar, taking up the tables and gathering in the spaces between. They speak amongst each other in hushed voices, their faces drawn and grave. I can sense their apprehension even without hearing their words. A cursory glance doesn't turn up anyone with a dagger-shaped earring, and I'm considering searching the bar when a loud voice carries across the room. Now, I'm no prior or curator. I'm not much for paperwork or pencil pushing. And honestly, I don't even think those robes come in my size. I crane my neck, but the crowd is too dense for me to see the speaker. Gather around. I wanted to show you all something. There's no time to move out of the way. The audience surges towards the center of the room in a sudden torrent. I'm caught and swept along with them. Hey! The clatter of falling chairs and tables being shoved aside drowns out my complaints. I thrash and throw out my elbows as heavy bodies press into mine. My hip knocks into a table, and I grip it, holding on tight to steady myself. But the crowd is stilled. A pair of gilded boots stride across the tabletop. If you want nothing but guidelines and practical policies and needless bureaucracy, you know where to go. I drag my eyes upward. A man towers on the table in front of me, arms spread as he addresses his rapt audience. But I'm not going to wait for word from on high. His impassioned words provoke nods and excited whispers. But nothing is as captivating as his brilliant smile. He beams at the crowd around him, a performer on his makeshift stage. And unlike those clerics, I don't need the abbess's power. The abbess's approval to cast a spell or two. As he raises his hand above the audience, the dagger-shaped earring dangling from his left ear catches the light in a flash of gold. It seems I found Leander. He snaps, and a flash of pale green light erupts from his palm. With a flick of his wrist, Leander conjures a ribbon of glittering light. A delicate flower stem sprouts from between his pinched fingers. One by one, glowing lily petals unfurl. Leander raises the flowers with a flourish, and the bar bursts into clapping and cheers. A magic demonstration was the last thing I expected from a place called the Wet Wick. Leander plucks the shimmering flowers out from the air and turns in a slow circle. Now, who could use some good luck? The eager onlookers scoot closer to the table, but Leander's cool green eyes slide right over them and lock onto me instead. How about you? My chest grows tight. Suddenly, I'm in the spotlight. Alright, so last time I took the flowers, but this time we're gonna refuse them, see what happens. I'm good, thank you. Leander's smile widens as though he didn't hear me at all. Are you sure? But as he speaks, the lilies fade away in a shower of opalescent light. To my surprise, Leander laughs under his breath. That's the problem with flowers. They don't last long, but they leave an impression, right? He grins at me, and I find myself smiling back. Leander steps off the table, dropping among the excited crowd with a clink. Alright, the show's over. Back to work, everyone. The audience disperses, and Leander heads toward the bar. Now's my chance. I start after him, only to find myself face to face with one of his followers. Where do you think you're going? I need to talk to Leander. Uh-huh, you and half of Lowtown. Leander's busy right now. Patterstone business. Come back tonight. After the moment we shared, surely Leander can spare a word. But the follower crosses her arms, unmoved. I glance over her shoulder, hoping to catch a glimpse of Leander. As though sensing my gaze, he looks up, and then, for a moment, our eyes lock. Then, Leander turns away to murmur something to the group gathered around him. The followers move to block my view. You hear me? I'm not looking for trouble. This doctor, Kuras, said I should find Leander. She's interrupted by a hand resting on her shoulder. Kuras sent you. He said you could help me. Leander nods at the woman, and she steps aside wordlessly. Follow me. He leads me to the crowded bar. There's so little room that his broad shoulder presses against mine. I tense, but he doesn't seem to mind at all. Sorry about that. The Adderstone. Watch out for one another. But they can be overprotective at times. Lesson learned. Leander flashes at me a broad grin. You're new to Iridia, aren't you? He says it with a genuine air of curiosity. Do I stick out that much? No, but I'm certain I'd remember seeing a face as lovely as yours around Lowtown. My eyes dropped to the polished countertop. I'm not used to flattery, and being this close makes eye contact difficult. As if on cue, the bartender approaches us. What'll it be? Surprise me, and add anything my friend wants to my tab. Water's fine, we don't drink around here. While the bartender leaves to fix our drinks, Leander leans his elbows on the counter. His sleeves right up, revealing a long, raised scar. I catch myself following his winding path across his forearm. Leander's eyes wander over me in return. When they lock on my bandaged hands, a bitter taste rises in my throat. Here come the questions. Is there any chance Cross sent you here for cheap drinks or barely edible appetizers? No. He pushes his hair back from his forehead, sighing when it immediately falls back into place. That's the doctor for you. Always business. I'm not sure he even knows how to relax. The bartender pushes a pair of glasses our way. I don't realize how thirsty I am until the cool water touches my lips. Beside me, Leander takes a deep swig from his glass. So how can I help you? I need to get to the Cenobium. As soon as the word Cenobium leaves my mouth, the group standing nearby falls silent. Shouldn't have said that. That one scene, Stranger Things, when Lucas covers her mouth. From the wary looks thrown my way, it's clear I've broken some taboo. Ah, it had to be the Cenobium. Leander pushes away from the countertop. Let's continue this conversation outside. I rise to follow him. Or that stupid picture they put in TikTok comments with the girl with the over her mouth. Leander leads me into an alleyway, tucked behind the wet wick. Layers upon layers of frayed and faded Adderstone posters plaster the walls. Seeing them side by side, the resemblance between Leander and his printed likeness is impressive, if abstract. Carraston sent you here to ask for a personal escort to the Cenobium, did he? From his tone, he already knows the answer. No, he suggested that I reconsider. Yet here you are, asking about a guide anyway. He looks at me expectantly. I don't want to tell him about my curse. The less people that know about my monstrous capabilities, the better. Thankfully, Leander takes my reluctant silence as an answer. Are you aware of Iridia's particular currency? Information's worth its weight in gold here. I don't much care for outdated traditions, so I'll be completely honest. The Cenobium won't help you. They're more likely to torture you than lend you a hand. But the Cenobium's supposed to be a place of learning, a sanctuary. The Cenobium has always been heralded as the last bastion of human knowledge, a shining beacon of hope in the fading world. If any place held answers, it would be the Cenobium. That's why I came here. And there goes my dogs. Leander nods patiently. You're not the first person to fall for their propaganda. I grew up idolizing the Cenobium. I wanted nothing more than to join their ranks, to learn magic from the best, to make a real difference. Oh my goodness. Someone's at the door. Am I safe to go? I assume. I was young and blinded by the legends and the legacy. I was so damn naive. He shakes his head. All it took was one trip here, to Lowtown, to show me the truth. Unless you've got a heavy purse or highborn blood, the Cenobium doesn't give a damn. They'll never open their gates for the ones who need help the most. Then it's all a lie. Things that seem too good to be true are often just that. Such a simple statement, and yet it leaves me reeling. Leandro watches me as though weighing something in his mind. But that doesn't mean you're hopeless. Far from it. I founded the Outer Stone to help people like you. We settle disputes, slay feral soulless. Hell, you've even been known to patch a leaky roof or two. Wherever troubles you, we can help, free of charge. I'm shaking my head before he's even finished his speech, my patience wearing dangerously thin. I appreciate the offer. My problem can't be solved by a group of good Samaritans. To my chagrin, Leandro doesn't look remotely surprised. Then, you're looking for help with something serious. Something not even Kuras could crack. It must be a truly remarkable problem if you came all the way to Heredia searching for help. Tell me, how can I help you? Leandro may not work for the Cenobium, but he is a mage, a powerful one if his demonstration earlier is any indication. Indecision gnaws at me. I don't know if I can trust him, but it's not like I have any alternatives. I hate to admit it, but this might be my only path forward. My confession comes out in a strained whisper. I'm cursed. He looks me up and down, and taking at my face, my eyes, and finally my hands. Is that why he bandaged your hands? My touch is dangerous. It changes people. Hurts them. Before I even finish, Leandro pulls his left glove off. He flexes his fingers and grins. Alright, let's see it. Sorry, I can't control it. I can't. I don't care how confident Leandro is. I won't allow myself to hurt him, to see his kind face unrecognizably warped. I don't want to hurt you. I'll be fine. Trust me. I've seen enough curses and hexes to last me 2 lifetimes, but I'm still standing. Do you really think Kuras would send you here if I couldn't handle it? How should I know? I only met him today. I'm twice as good as any Cenobium mage. If anyone can help you, it's me. You don't know what you're asking me. I'm asking you to trust me. I look from Leander's outstretched hand to his confident smile. Then I begin unwinding the bandages from my hand. If you lose control, don't say I didn't warn you. You can tie me up first if that makes you feel better. His attempt at levity does little to comfort me. Nope. With each joint I expose, I grow increasingly certain that this is a terrible idea. But if he isn't bothered by how my hand looks, he doesn't show it. Alright, deep breath on my count. My fingers hover shakily over Leander's palm. 3, 2, 1. Let's hold back. I hesitate at the last second. Leander does not, so he takes initiative. Okay. His hand closes tightly around mine. The instant his fingers grace mine, his expression goes blank. Leander? I try to pull away, but his hand remains locked. My stomach sinks, fear gripping me even harder than Leander as he takes a slow, deliberate step closer. Whoa, okay, this is different, it's a lot different. His other hand rises, fingers outstretched and angling toward my neck. No, you're just fine. You weren't joking. That curse is something else. Leander's hand lands gently on my shoulder, steadying me. I didn't even realize I was shaking. I searched Leander's face for traces of madness, but his eyes remain a clear, soft green. Neither of us speak as I trace the contours of his palm, lost in an awareness I wasn't anticipating. Excuse me. It's not as though I've never been touched before. My curse only extends to my hands. And desperation spurs creativity. But all that pales in comparison to this. I've never experienced such intimacy. My fingers, long deprived by years of bandaging, pick up every single detail. The grooves along his palm, the smooth shell of his nails, the bones of his wrists. For as long as I've lived, I've never been able to hold someone's hand without dire consequences. I never realized what I was missing. While Leandra's pulse is steady, mine hammers as fear gives way to excitement. Nah, bro. Just like last time. Indulge, bro. This is your time to shine. My hand glides over Leander's wrist and up his arm, where smooth skin abruptly gives way to a raised scar. It matches the one that runs from his collar to cheekbone. Could it be the same wound? When I glance at Leander's face, his lips part as he considers his words. Am I the first person you've been able to touch like this? My hand goes to his arm. So far. Then is it everything you wanted? When I nod, Leander turns my hand in his to inspect the gleaming fissures crisscrossing my knuckles. There's no revulsion in his face, no fear. He looks up at me and grins. It's not every day I meet someone as enticing as gold. He winks at me and lets me go. I draw my hand back and take a steadying breath. My head feels like it's stuffed with cotton. Habit alone guides me through the motions of rewrapping my hand, although my fingers tremble too much for the bandages to lie flat. I can't believe that worked. I've really forgotten my manners. May I ask your name? I'm Theo. Theo, this curse of yours is unlike anything I've seen before. I can tell you're careful, but it's best you kept this between us. Are you staying in Lowtown? I pause. Room and board is something I'd yet to consider. I don't know. Let's get you properly settled then. See, I'm already 52 minutes in, and there's still, 30 minutes more until I catch up, so yeah, it's rough. The wake is noticeably quieter. Without their leader, most of Leander's followers have dispersed, or in a few cases, fallen asleep beside their drinks. Got any rooms left? Or did my lot grab them all to sleep it off? The bartender, who I now realize doubles as an innkeeper, slides a key onto the counter. The usual room? Leander's laugh sounds slightly strained. Ah ha ha! No, not today. This is just for my friend Theo. Right. Friend. Stay as long as you like. You two have fun. Have fun? Leander clears his throat and holds the key out to me. I hesitate. My coin purse barely holds enough for a day's worth of meals, let alone a room. How much do I owe you? Nothing. My treat, since you shared your secret. Food, drink, a warm bed, anything you need. Carefully, I take the key from him. It's small but heavy in my palm. I never expected to have a warm bed in Iridia, let alone free meals. Thank you. Iridia is twice as dangerous as it is wondrous. Be careful out there. And if you need a reprieve from what haunts you, come find me. I nod. Happily. Shit. Tell me. I nod, taking one last look at the gleaming bronze key before tucking it into the pocket of my cloak for safekeeping. Leander gives me a friendly wave before returning to the bar. I've been thinking about Doom a lot lately. I really want to play a new Doom game, bro. Doom the Dark Ages was so peak, bro. I miss Doom, bro. I fucking love Doom so much. Dust glitters in the sparse rays of light illuminating the room. The furniture is tired. The walls cracked, and a large lumpy bed serves as the centerpiece. I can't remember the last time I slept in a bed, and I never imagined I'd sleep in one tonight. When I collapsed onto the bed, the springs let out a shrill squeak. Finally, I can allow myself to rest. Actually, I don't think that, not 30 minutes, probably like 5 to 10. My eyes, my eyes fall shut before long. It's faster this time around because I know basically what I'm going through. But speaking and talking doesn't get any easier. I wake to pale sunlight filtering through the narrow windows. Despite the clamor of the tavern below, the precious hours of rest have restored my strength and gifted me a flicker of cautious optimism. If I play my cards right, today could be the day I get closer to finding a cure. I quickly head out of the wet wick. The air clings, sodden and heavy with the lingering scent of rain. Without the afternoon crowd, the district looks barren and bleak. In the middle of the street, a pair of crows quibble over stale bread crust. I pause, watching them while I consider my next move. Karas and Leander both made it clear that the cenobium can't be trusted. Durr. But I came so far and endured too much to give up now. I need to see the cenobium for myself, if only to satisfy my curiosity. Surely someone in the bar can point me in the right direction. I'm about to turn back when a shadow passes over me. A cloud, I think, until a puff of hot breath tickles the back of my neck. The shadow trickles down the street in rivulets. A formless dark spreads like ink into blotched shapes. Claws stretch. A muzzle splits open to reveal long, jagged teeth. The growl rumbles so low and deep I feel it in my chest. I want to run, to scream. I feel trapped, and though the slightest movement or breath will snap the jaws around me shut. No, I won't let it end like this. If I'm going to die, I want to look at what got me in my eyes first. I steel myself, then turn. Oh, yeah. Excuse me, y'all. The shadow vanishes as quickly as it came, and I'm left standing in the middle of the street, alone, save for a figure reclining in the shade of a nearby stoop. A monster. That much is clear from a glance. A monster? Shit. It's an angel, bro. One that could nearly be mistaken for human, were it not for the tufted ears, the tail curl around his ankle, or the dusk pink eyes with pupils that sharpen like needles when they fall on me. We lock gazes, and the monster uncrosses his long legs. His hair gleams a shade of red that reminds me unsettlingly of blood. Unsettlingly, I like that word. Unsettlingly of blood where it curls around his collared throat. Red hair, bro. Best. Jumpy, aren't you? His tone is so light and carefree that I glance over my shoulder to make sure he's speaking to me. When I look back, the stranger props his chin on his knuckles and regards me with an inscrutable grin. Did you see that shadow just now? It was massive, moved like a beast. Even as I speak, I'm aware of how ridiculous I must sound, but the stranger's smile doesn't falter. The only beast I've seen are the Wick's drooling regulars, though this did catch my eye. Thief. Oh shit. Alright, I'm good now. Rejuvenate, let's go. The flick of his wrist, my in-room key dangles from his fingers. It turns on his chain, glittering when it catches the light. My hands fly to my cloak's pockets, and sure enough, find them flat. They take your coins. He took your coins too. He crooks his finger, beckoning. I've already taken 2 steps forward before some. You zoom in on it, bro. Come on, bro. Damn. All right. I'm good for real. All right. Okay. Some stifled instinct stops me. Something feels wrong. I'm still on the edge, thrumming with so much adrenaline that the stranger's shadow flickers at the edges of my vision. I always seem to attract the worst kind of attention, but I can't get riled now. Where'd you find it? In your pocket. What the fuck, bro? My key. How'd you find it? What can I say? I'm a sucker for shiny things. He smiles, wide enough to reveal sharp fangs. I saw you drop it. You really should be more careful. City like this, somebody might take advantage. A bald-faced lie, said without a hint of irony. I approached the monster, carefully keeping an arm's length away. He doesn't look dangerous, but the most deadly ones never do. The stranger's chain softly clinks with the tilt of his head. His ears flick. Keeping your distance? I'd be stupid to trust you. You think I stole your dinky little key from all the way over here? He gives an exaggerated sigh. Right now, that's like, there we go. I'm good with my hands, but not that good. Do I really look like a common thief to you? He's got me there. The sheer fabric of his sleeves alone would be too expensive for most street thieves. Hell, his shoes look like they would cost more than I spent traveling here. And then there's the shop behind him. No matter the city, hearted pink curtains only ever mean one thing. Freaky. I'm not looking to buy, and I doubt I could afford your services anyway. Luckily for you, I don't charge. For me? For me? The man runs the tip of his tongue over a fang, and for the first time since I stepped into that shadow, I feel something other than dread. My face grows hot. I didn't mean to assume. I'm flattered. Really, I'm flattered. Did you think you could pay to pet my ears? I would. I just need my key back. Ask nicely, and I might even let you tug my tail. Just throw it here. So some spindly little street urchin can snatch it and run, says the street urchin. He raises my key and tilts his head so he can watch it dangle back and forth. I suppose I could just claim your room for myself. Not that I'd be caught dead slumming in the wick with the rest of those slack-jawed imbeciles. You're obviously not from around here, so tell me, traveler, what misfortune brought you to this wretched place? His voice practically drips with derision. Derision. Let's learn the word. Let's learn the word together. Suha posted a story. Let's see. Oh, posted a flick of his shoes. Look like fucking skiing. Alright, but let's learn this word together. I'm not too proud. I'm not the smartest person ever. Definitely far from it, so let's go. Derision. I'm guessing derision. Contemptuous. Mockery. Scornful laughter. Or ridicule. Okay, so you're just belittling me. Alright, let's see. Derision. Let's see if I was right.
Derision.
Alright, cool. I'm not telling you anything. What could have possibly drawn you to this dreary little pig pen, I wonder? He listlessly watches the arc of my key swinging around his finger. The weather's shit, the food's dreck, and there's entirely too many monsters for a human to feel safe. Unless... Dagger-sharp eyes flick towards me. They gleam bright with amusement. Unless you're just dying to consort with monsters. By now my embarrassment has worn away, leaving a simmering impatience in its place. If this is a shakedown, it's the most frustrating one I've ever heard of. Walk away. Man, fuck you. His grin widens when I take a step forward. I knew you'd... and crumples as soon as I walk past him. Where are you going? Don't you want your key back? I can feel his eyes boring into my back. As much as I hate to lose my lodging, it wouldn't be the first time I resorted to sleeping on a street. Wait. What do you want? And I look over my shoulder. The monster has risen from the stoop. Am I tweaking, or did his face just blush a little bit? He hesitates, lips parted. Our eyes meet for a heartbeat before it starts away. The tip of his tail thrashes against the ground. Okay, I was right. Don't get the wrong idea. I was only playing. Never meant to offend you. He says it carelessly, but don't miss the way he studies my face for a reaction. I'm not playing your games. I'm not in the mood for games. Give me my key and let me go. Very well. Come take it. I don't know what you want and why you're messing with me, but I'm not coming any closer until I know you aren't going to attack me or bite. I won't bite hard unless you beg me. Okay. Let's take it down a notch. No matter what I say, he finds a way to twist my words into innuendo. If I want to gain control of this situation, I better start by steering the conversation in a more practical direction. There's something I'm looking for. Do you know the city well? The monster's gaze flickers from me to the key hanging from his finger. Naturally, this stumbles little more than a miserable little smear on the map when I first arrived. High town, low town, I know a radio like the back of my hand. What about the cenobium? Do you know where that is? His smile vanishes. Once again, you're still mentioning the cenobium. Surely you've seen it. The absurdly large tower looming over the rest. It's a little hard to miss. You must mean that spire I noticed when I first caught sight of radio. The cenobium's overrated. Forget about it. Overrated bad. Why would you possibly want to visit that musty old tower? What's the matter to you? His lip twitches. He lets out a short, sharp breath. You're lost. The stranger, finally bored of his own tedious game, extends his hand towards me. The key rests on his palm, neatly dividing skin and leather. When he makes no other move, I reach for the key, but as soon as my fingers graze smooth brass, his hand springs shut around my elbow. Hey. It's like a ominous warning time. He yanks me down and I stagger, my shoes slipping on the steps. For a sick moment, I fear my bandages will unravel under his touch, but he's careful not to disturb them, even as he grips my arm. I knew I smelled blood. You reek of the road and death. And that fucking doctor. Uh-oh. His voice, once silken, lowers to a smoky growl. The shadow around him seethe and boil. And something else. His wide, flat eyes gleam with naked hunger as he gazes at me. Let go. Just when I fear he'll bite, and his grip loosens, and his eyes widen with awe. It seems I underestimated you. You're... Beret. Beret, I like that. Beret, if that's how you say it. Beret. The stranger's ears flatten, and he releases me with a short breath. I yank my arm back, massaging my bandages. He twists around to see a woman duck out from the curtains behind him. Her pressed white uniform marks her as a cleric of the cenobium. I leave you for what? 10 minutes? And you're making trouble again? Will you quit harassing the tourist? The stranger, Beret, I take it, rolls his eyes and flashes the cleric a withering smile. So suspicious. Can't you see this is a friend of mine? A friend. A natural liar. He grins at me, and his tail swishes coyly. The woman purses her lips at me, clearly unconvinced. I open my mouth to correct him, but Beret cuts in. I was graciously offering my dear friend some free advice. Though his voice remains light and cheerful, his expression darkens. Danger's drawn to you like a moth to flame. It will always find you given time. The woman clucks her tongue as though she's heard this recital 102 times. Word to the wise, don't take free advice from lazy foxes lounging in the streets. This crook was so wired to a drowning man for the sheer enjoyment of it. She shrugs off a wilting look from Bray. Oh please, any friend of yours knows it's true. Now hold still. Beret rises gracefully at her approach. He pushes his hair aside so it drapes over one shoulder, exposing the long line of his neck. And suddenly, it dawns on me that the jingling I heard earlier wasn't coming from his harness, but a heavy iron chain wound around a hitching post and padlocked to the back of his collar. The woman produces a crowded key ring from her pocket. She rifles through a dozen identical keys before selecting one and sliding it into the lock. Come on, unless your friend's tagging along on our merry little soulless hunt. They're hunting for soulless inside the city. Words momentarily fail me. The cleric regards me with a polite, if tight, smile before marching down the stairs. If right, tight? Well, what does that even mean? It's weird. Ray lingers. He stretches his arms over his head with a yawn, and I try not to stare at the way his stomach flattens when he arches his back. Your little secret's safe with me. Try not to get yourself killed, Ray hops off the stoop and bounds after the woman. His tail sways merrily, as though he hadn't just lied and threatened me. Didn't you try that thing I mentioned? The low Ventian knot? I knew it. That's the one where you take 3 fingers and actually don't tell me. Knowing you is probably disgusting. Ray's early laughter echoes down the street. It's only after he and the cleric have vanished from sight that I realize I'm still missing something. Wait. Reflexively, I shove my hands into my pockets and find it. The room key. I raise it to the light. Sure enough, it's my key, but the realization is hardly comforting. I don't know what Ray's game was, or what he wanted from me. All I know for certain is that the Synovium saw fit to leash him, a fate I could share if that's what his vague warning meant. I let my eyes drift skyward, past the lanterns gently swaying in the breeze, to the Synovium faintly visible through the haze. Just one glimpse is all I need. Then I can put this all behind me. This time, the key goes into my coin purse for safekeeping. It wasn't too bad. It's easy enough to follow the winding streets, climbing uphill toward the distant tower. And save, why not? Let me save. Oh, we got a lot. Okay. Alright, we're cooling. 14. Hours later, legs aching, sweat beading on my forehead, I finally find what I'm searching for. The Synovium of the luminous void. It stands at the highest point of Viridia, surrounded by cold white walls. Well-dressed people stroll down the walkways, ignoring the massive tower in their midst. I'm the only one standing before the gates. I crane my neck up until the top of the Synovium spire disappears into the clouds overhead. My stomach gives an uneasy lurch, though far grander than the humble shrine of my youth. The Synovium is eerily reminiscent of a gilded birdcage. I can see it. Knocking seems like a terrible idea, but I don't see any other way of making my presence known. I'm halfway up the steps when something moves in my peripheral vision. Yes, I've been waiting for this one. A shadowy figure crouches beneath me, beneath one of the white walls. They reach out and tug on a vine, as if testing his strength. Oi, you there! The shadow vanishes as quickly as I spotted it, and a gaunt-faced man in a crisp charcoal uniform marches up the steps towards me. Ugh, another tourist. Get out of here once you're done gawking. A dismissive wave accompanies his equally dismissive words as he turns without even waiting for my response. The intruder. You got a route in. Which one, left or right? I look back at where I saw the intruder, but there's nothing. Just the leaves blowing gently in a cool breeze. I step away from the gates, hopelessness washing over me. Hello. A whisper coats the back of my ear, hot and syrupy. I jerk away, but find no one beside me. Instead, halfway down the staircase, I spot a girl peering up at me. She's barefoot, draped in several layers of worn, moth-eaten clothing. Peculiar metal jewelry hangs from across her face and jingles with each slight movement. My god, bro. Her eyes are her most striking feature. They shine a scorching, unnatural crimson. It feels like staring into the sun, and yet I'm strangely captivated by her. She tilts her head, the tinkling of metal riding the wind. Do you need help? I do. You gonna help me? Let's see. I'm unsure how to respond. The air is charged with a mysterious energy, as if each of my words is worth its weight in gold. On the off chance she can help me, I might as well be somewhat truthful. I do, but wanting is another question. The giggle she makes is a chiming, fluttering sound. You're honest. I like that. She dips into a polite curtsy. My name's Iris. I was like you once, hopeless and alone. Iris. I've got an iris on my lap right now. The ones in the tower won't help with your pain. I might be able to, though. I try not to dwell on the fact that I'm recognizably desperate. Instead, I focus on her vague offer as I descend the steps. You don't know what I'm looking for. You need what everyone needs in this world. A miracle. Iris turns and my thoughts abruptly scatter. A pit of skin snakes down her shoulders, blooming from a gaping hole in the back of her neck. A shuddering breath escapes me. The fuck? Whatever disease she had consumed her from the inside out. How was she able to move or breathe? It's impossible. She shouldn't be alive, and yet... I only get a glimpse before she faces me once more, this time looking a bit bashful. I know it's not pretty, but that's not what matters. The sea spring can cure anything. It can cure you too. The sea spring. Her shining eyes flicker to my bandaged hands, then up again. So quick I nearly miss it. I stand there, wordless. It's a twisted miracle, but a miracle nonetheless. She extends a hand out to me, her delicate fingers outstretched. I can take you there, if you'd like. You can decide on your own when you see it. Her hand is frail, marred with tiny wounds. It's the epitome. Excuse me. It's the epitome of vulnerability, the complete opposite of the snowbeam's mocking, impenetrable gates. And if I say no, it's your choice. The truth is, I don't have much of a choice. Not right now, at least. I wonder if Iris knows that somehow. Well, she seems to know a lot. She knows I'm alone, helpless, and she knows my hands are cursed. If there's any hope of finding a cure, I need to follow every lead, including seeing this sea spring for myself. Take her hand. I cautiously slide my hand into hers. Her skin is ice cold through my bandages. Can I see her face? We descend from the higher streets, abandoning their gilded decadence as we cross the river. The wet, derelict. What the derelict. Right, time to learn a new word. Let's go. No shame, no shame. Alright. In a very poor condition, okay.
Derelict.
Okay, cool. Derelict. Districts hold more familiarity for me. However, Iris leads me farther still, until I'm met with an all too familiar sight. My gut lurches when I face the open horizon. The sea spring is straight ahead. Would you trust this? I don't know if I would trust this. Iridia's outskirts are hardly recognizable in daylight, but venturing beyond city walls is a gamble I wasn't prepared to take so soon. I shake my head and pull away from Iris. I'm not leaving the city. She circles in front of me with a placating gesture. Placating, I guess. I don't really care. Don't be scared. I promise you it's alright. You're as safe inside the city as outside of it. and this stretch before you is the safest of all. She cast a wistful gaze out over the waste, as if admiring something beyond the vista. This region belongs to Ice. Some call him a gang leader, but he's much more than that. It's difficult to string my thoughts together. Only a fool would leave the city, but a primal instinct tells me that Iris isn't lying. She twirls around with another curtsy, jewelry twinkling playfully in the sunlight. Her doe eyes soften with a smile. As I said, it's your choice. Thank you for coming this far. I hope we meet again, Thieu. Oh, she's really leaving it just to me. I blink and she's gone. Confusion grips me as I look around, searching for any trace of her. But I'm not completely alone, with only the vast nothingness of the waste for company. Did I just imagine everything? Now she seems kind of like a ghost or something. No, that whole encounter was real. Again, that primal instinct insists on it, just like it insisted on Iris's honesty. Oh yeah, I do have that. The sea spring is straight ahead. If it managed to cure Iris, I need to see what it can do for me. The catch, though, what's the catch? Can the catch be worse than what you already have? I venture forth, nerves and determination rolling together in my chest. My heart pounds with each step I take from civilization. It doesn't take me long to realize it's not the only heartbeat I hear. Like a fitting gnat in the back of my mind, I'm certain there's another pulse thumbing through the earth underfoot. I felt this presence before when I first set foot in Iridia. It's like a living dread coursing beneath the city. Only this time, it's drawing me closer. Ooh. For what seems like an eternity, I force each foot forward, one step, then another, until a realization hits me. I never told Iris my name. Something pierces the horizon ahead of me, a building nestled into a tall cliffside. It appears so starkly out of place that it might as well be a hallucination. Dripping with extravagance and adorned in a honeyed mahogany, it's an ornate jewelry of architecture. Jewel. Dark silhouettes skirted on both sides. Trees, I think, until I'm close enough to realize that I mistook for branches were spiking and jutting tendrils. Soulless. Several of them watch me in the distance like statues. Flashes of last night chase me, the gushes of blood and screams of death, the smell of burning flesh and sour bile. I can't go through that again. I won't. So what you gonna do? Exploding into a messy sprint, I push my legs as fast as they'll take me toward the decorated building. The next thing I know, I'm dashing up wooden stairs and crashing through towering double doors, right into somebody's face. Alright, that's not what I was expecting, but my lungs burn from exertion. I gasp for breath, desperate to be safe, but when I orient myself with my surroundings. You know what this art style, like this background art style reminds me of? It reminds me of Hades. Like it looks so familiar to me, and I didn't even take into account like how similar it looks to Hades, bro. I have to play Hades too. I haven't played it yet because like when I played Hades, I was on console. Now I'm on my PC, and I actually have the chance to. It's more Hellscape Hades than Sanctuary. Blood flows all around me, overwhelming my vision with a lurid, unholy red. Instinctively, my hand leaps to my mouth. But the rotten stench of blood never comes. Instead, a smoky scent hangs in the air, sharp and spiced. I swallow thickly, convincing myself that it's not as gruesome as it appears. This has to be the sea spring, the place that grants miracles. Tall pillars flank me, blanketed in written notes. Seating pillows scatter the floor. A rustic kettle sits nearby. Someone must live here, despite how eerily empty it is. Call it out. No. So, I'm gonna use my brain. The soulless could be anywhere. And using common sense, if someone's living here, they'll probably seek me out first. So let's stay silent. Or they're gonna kill me. I approach the paper-covered pillars. Maybe something here can tell me Tell me more. I reach for the topmost, the closest one, the bottommost, the closest. Let's go to the top. I reach for a note that's higher up. It reads, "No one will read this. It's not for anyone else. This is evidence I exist in this rotten, grim world. Even so, I wish I could have stayed longer. Ball girl will be lonely without me. I should have told her how I." The rest is scratched out. I wonder who wrote this. Before I can ponder it further, a sharp chill runs down my spine. Something's watching me. I quickly set the note back, my eyes darting around the wooden deck, but it's still empty. Who's gonna pop out? Finally, I look towards the sea spring. That stillness hides something deeper, something wrong, and familiar. Hey. I spin around and come face to face with a pack of soulless. Oh, a little scared me a little. They chitter and growl, tendrils and spikes flaring threateningly. All different sizes and species, but sharing one identical trait, glowing crimson eyes. I try to back away, but my heel teeters over the sea spring. I'm cornered. You better jump in. Seem like they're river sticks. Watch your step. It's deeper than it looks. Hey, who was talking? That sound again. At the sound of it, soulless freeze. Their snarls quieting. I search for the voice's source and find it above me, lounging in the rafters. Kinda looks like Gaming from Genshin. You look lost, little sparrow. His gaze is a violent crimson, one that sears through me and leaves me feeling raw and exposed. Let's see. Alright. In the shroud of darkness behind him, shapes like massive tentacles twist and coil around the wooden beams. I didn't even know of those. I can't focus. The soulless growling rings in my ears. They're not advancing, but that could change at any second. Panic rises in my throat as I struggle to track them. Hey. Eyes on me. My stomach rolls as I tear my eyes away from the soulless. You'll ignore someone who's talking to you. It's not polite. For a moment, anger knocks my fear aside. Who is this bastard? No, exactly. Fuck you, bro. Fuck you. I look right into his unnerving eyes and hold his gaze defiantly. Fuck you. Is that better? A crooked grin cracks across his face. We'll work on it. I scan the soulless again. They really aren't attacking. They're posturing more than anything else. It's as if they're waiting for their commands. Did you tame them? Power of the sea spring. Is his eyes? They're hungry, so they might bite. You could give me a reason to stop them. How about I didn't do anything wrong? Trespassing. And that's punishable by death? He gives a non-committal shrug. Expecting mercy was your first mistake. My voice stops in my throat. This bastard's terse coolness is both infuriating and terrifying. I rack my brain for a way to defuse the situation. I need help. Tell me what you want. Bro, yeah. What do you want? Tell me what you want. I'm not in the mood for guessing games. Your hands. Like, literally or what? Alarm jolts through me. I hide my hands under my cloak. Show me. Why? Because you just, bro, won't ask twice. With a sharp exhale, I reluctantly hold out my bandaged hands. Are you getting off on this? Unwrap them. Heat rushes to my face and fire to my tongue. I should give him a piece of my mind, but not when the soulless are one command away from ripping me to shreds. Yet no matter how much I will myself to move, my body stays frozen in place. I stand there for a long, agonizing minute. My hands are trembling when I finally raise them. I know the skin beneath the wrappings all too well. The hideous, unnatural flesh I've grown to despise. And watch, it's gonna be healed. I grip the edge of the bandages. Stop. With a weary sigh, the man slides off the beam and lands with a thud that shakes the panels underfoot. He's a monster, tall and imposing. I like the little highlights, the little streaks. Those are cool. Whatever they're called. With a presence that commands the room with gravity, like gravity. Lantern light sculpts his face in sharp, unforgiving lines. Subtle clinks of metal accompany each of his footsteps. The closer he gets to me, the faster my heart hitches. What does he want? Is he going to kill me? I step backwards and find nothing to set my foot on. I've forgotten. My back was his C-spring. I fall right before a warm hand catches my lower back. I'm hovering above the C-spring, the scent of smoke and leather enveloping me. Blazing eyes bore into mine. Told you to watch your step. I'm too stunned to muster a response. Like I weigh nothing, he guides me back to solid ground. Following a subtle gesture from his fingers, the soulless around us disperse and relax. The shift in their demeanor is so abrupt it gives me whiplash. Haha. The enormous tentacles are no longer in the rafters, though now I doubt I ever saw them at all. Either way, I let out a breath of relief. Thanks. As focused on me as he was before, the monster pays no attention to me now. He kicks some seating pillows out for the walkways, checks the contents of the kettle with a scowl. The sudden disregard is almost insulting. That's it? I'm not a threat anymore? I never were one. Then why'd you threaten me? Bro, how did my heater just turn on by itself? That's a little weird. People get honest when they're afraid. In other words, he was messing with me. I drag a hand over my face, exhausted by the fact that this is the second time a monster has provoked me today. You're ice, aren't you? Depends who's asking. One of your friends told me this was your territory. She also said you were a gang leader, but there's no one else here. I thought there'd be more people. Ice picks up the kettle, walks into the edge of the C-spring, and dumps the contents into the endless red. They took a walk. This pleasant smile stretches ear to ear. Then, in an instant, it drops. I get the sense that I shouldn't ask about that again. You're dead. What do you need the C-spring's power for? Depends. Can it cure a curse? Probably. You mean you don't know? Nope. He shakes out the empty kettle and starts collecting stray cups, tidying up. My frustration builds. I narrow my eyes at him in a questioning glare. When he notices, he returns it with an amused smirk. Are you being irritating on purpose? Listen, Sparrow. The C-spring can cure anything. Nothing's stopping you from trying it yourself. What do I have to do? Drink. I have to drink from the C-spring. My eyes glide to the blood-like pool beside us. The idea of ingesting the liquid makes my guts churn. Is there a price? Always. Ice taps his temple with a finger. He loses a little bit. That's it. I've already beat it to the punch. I mean, Iris is kind of weird. My humor earns me an amused, feigned grin. This is a little different. When you drink from the C-spring, you forget who you are. Don't do it. Really, that's what I said. Isn't that how the river Styx works? I kind of forgot, bro. It's been so long since since I read that part of Percy Jackson. What does it do? I forgot. I don't know if it's a river sticks or fucking. I don't know which one it was, but whatever. I don't know, I forgot. Your mind confines of everyone who ever drank before. Humans, monsters, soulless, one big happy family in your head. My blood runs cold. I've heard of these before. Group minds. My attendants used to tell me that my power granted people access to a higher plane of understanding. A group mind of my own making. All lies. But something tells me this is real, even if one thing doesn't add up. Your eyes are red too, but you obviously haven't forgotten who you are. Before I can finish my sentence, eyes strides past me towards the entrance. Time's up. Let's finish this later. Wait, already? You barely told me anything. Come on. Came on a bad day. I've got somewhere to be. There are still so many questions burning on the tip of my tongue. My frustration spills out before I can ask any of them. I was told to come here for help, but instead I get threatened and kicked out. You're joking, right? Watch your tone. I'm nice, but you don't want to ruin the host's mood. My skin prickles. The feeling of being watched washes over me again. My eyes dart back over the sea spring. A lone ripple dances on the quiet surface. I take Ice's advice and clamp my mouth shut. Ice approaches a nearby Solus, a lanky, dog-like one with 6 legs and a crown of tendrils. Several sets of red eyes adorn his sides. Its forked tail wags rapidly when Ice squats beside it. He runs his fingers through his tendrils, scratches his chin, and pats his head. A gentle smile plays across Ice's lips. The affection he holds for the Solus is painfully clear. I dip my eyes away, my stomach fluttering at the tender sight. Getting dark out. This pretty girl will guide you back. Following a short whistle from Isaac's lips, it trots over the entrance obediently, tail swaying. I watch the Solus warily. Pretty is not a word I would use to describe it, and the idea of it protecting me sounds absurd. If I decide to drink, how do I find you? Find someone with eyes like mine. They'll point you in the right direction. But think it over. Once you drink, you can't go back. It's a lot to process, but I give a small nod. At least I know I have another option for a cure, as disturbing as it may be. I follow the Solus at the measured as it I follow the Solus at a measured distance and watch it nudge the giant doors open with ease. When I'm about to cross the threshold, I sneak one last glance behind me. I got tired again. No, school be killing me, bro. I can't. I hate school so much. But you just flashes me an easy smile. Till next time, Sparrow. I'll buy you a drink for scaring you. I don't trust myself to do anything but respond with another curt nod. Outside, more crimson-eyed Solus scuttle about. It's hard to believe it's the same threatening pack from before. They chase each other in circles, roll around in the bog's mud. They pay no attention to me, as the dog-like one escorts me away. It's an uneventful trip. Sometimes the Solus looks over his shoulder at me to make sure I'm still following. Dusk darkens the sky by the time we reach the city. I can't sense that massive heartbeat anymore. Maybe it was all in my head. The Solus sits, canting his head at me with familiar crimson. Oh my god, dude. Alright. Bro. Oh my goodness. These games be putting me out, bro. Like, I go from like saying like 3 words all day to reading a whole damn book, bro. So freaking tired. Canting his head at me with familiar crimson eyes. No, uh let me turn the speed up. Wave at the Solus, pet the soulless. Well, I'm gonna pet her, because she's nice, and she kept me safe. As nervous as I am, I carefully glide my fingers to the soulless's tendrils and scratch beneath his chin, just like Eyes had. It pushes into my palm in response, rumbling with a sound akin to a purr. The vibrations are soothing, almost therapeutic. When it's satisfied, the soulless spins around and scampers back into the direction we came, vanishing into the darkness. I've just arrived in Iridia, but I have already encountered so many things I thought were impossible. Aim soulless being one of them. My head spins. Maybe I should call it a day. Man, I'm hungry too. I just got hungry suddenly. My mom is making pancakes and like French fries, like breakfast French fries. Like I originally didn't really want it because I had too much sugar today. But now I'm thinking about it and I'm freaking hungry. So I think I'm gonna go eat some. 35 minutes. Nightfall creeps across the streets of Iridia. The city labyrinthine, even in daytime, has now become worn of treacherous alleyways. Back to the tavern. The streets are completely deserted. If I hadn't been here earlier, I would have thought this was part of the city abandoned. Brother, you gotta stop doing that. My steps slow and I hear rustling in the dark. I strain my ears, but everything is still. Is this silence playing tricks on me? Nah. Something's clearly wrong. The fine hairs on the back of my neck prickle, a frisson of discomfort running down my spine. Something is wrong. Dun, dun, dun. My eyes dart from one side of the street to the other, searching for movement, but the shadows are as deep and as dark as pools of ink. I can't stay here. I need to reach a busier part of the city. Drawing my cloak tighter around my body, I hurry. Hurry. Though I keep my eyes sharp and listen intently, there's only the sound of my own footsteps. As the moments pass and nothing happens, I begin to wonder if I really did imagine that noise. I turn the next corner and my thoughts come screaming to a halt. My head spins, the world blurring as adrenaline rushes through my veins. Only one thing is clear amidst the haze. The soulless that attacked the caravan. It's crashed over a dark, indistinct shape. A body. A garland of intestines spills from pallid flesh, blood grouts to cobblestones. So is this just what happens and like no one warned? Hooray. They'd say that they were hunting soulless in the city, so holding my breath, I take a step backward. When the wet slurping sounds don't abate, I take another, then another. And a shard of glass crunches under my heel. The world slows to a crawl as the soulless raises his head, and blood dripping from his tendrils. Every single one of his bulging eyes fixed unblinkingly on me. It's really here. It's come back for me. Run. Well, I only gotta save it. It's one choice. I'm off like a shot, running for my life through the darkened streets. Bro, why is that so loud? Like, look how... Dang, bro, it's loud. Behind me, a piercing bass splits the silence, and heavy footfalls pound after me. My heart thunders in my chest, and take turns at random, trying to lose the solace in the maze of streets, but I can't seem to shake it. I can hear his breathing now, a wet, fluttering rasp, growing closer and closer. The same claws that severed my arms swipe out. I duck, saved by pure reflex, and skid around the corner, only to freeze. A wall twice as high as me bars my way. Dead end. Somebody save me! Behind me, the soulless looms. It's enormous, taking up near the entire width of the alleyway. Its long, claw-tipped limbs give the advantage of reach. Fight back? Fight back. What? And then what? And then what? Try 15-minute delay. Try to escape. As the soulless frows closer, my eyes dart from side to side, looking for an escape. The solace is blocking the obvious way out. But right behind me is a rickety door that must lead into the adjoining building. If I can get inside, the solace's size will hinder any attempt to pursue me. I whirl, grabbing at the handle. It turns completely, the hinges creaking as I push, and I feel a flash of hope before a weight hits the door from the other side and slams it shut. The click of the lock turning is grimly final. In this wretched world, few people will stick their neck out to help their own flesh and blood, never mind a stranger. The solace gives a rasping hiss. It's the only warning I get before it lunges at me with a flash of claws. I hurl myself to the side, but the slick cobblestones betray me. I fall, sprawling over the rough stone. As the solace looms over me, I scramble away from it until my back hits the wall. There's nowhere left to go. It descends on me for the kill. But the impact never comes. Whose hands are those? I rarely crack one eye open, then the other, not sure whether I should believe what I'm seeing. A hooded figure crouches in front of me, one bloodstained hand outstretched. Moonlight silvers the edge of their stiletto knife. Stiletto. Stiletto, 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 stiletto. Their face and hands are splattered with blood, and the soulless. My eyes start past my unexpected rescuer, the misshapen form behind them. Soulless's many eyes, once restless and vibrant, now look dull and waxy. A red pool spreads slowly from under its body. Numb with shock, I can't help but stare. After all the people it's killed, after nearly killing me twice, I can hardly believe it's dead. Yes. Well, I gingerly take the offered hand. The hunter's gaze dips to my bandages. Pale lips part on the brink of a question, then close again. With the strength belying their slight frame, they pull me upright. Something about them is strange, unlike any human or monster I've ever met. I can't quite place my finger on why, and that's a first. I can feel the tension in their grip. Their fingers tremble like they want to pull away. It's a sensation that I'm all too familiar with. Despite their obvious discomfort, they pause for a moment, pale eyes sweeping over me. Not going to fall. I shake my head. They hastily let go and back off, wiping the blood from their face and hands. The hunter turns away from me, the heel of their boot hitting the Solus's gangly body. They lean over it, studying it intently. Screenshot this. Gorgeous. With their back to me, I realize that their hooded silhouette is familiar. I saw them outside the cenobium. Vestigial. Who knows? We're gonna find out about this word. Vestigial. I'm guessing vestigial. A body part. Organ. Or something that didn't finish developing. So basically something useless. Okay. Like those people who have like an extra toe that can't move. Okay, cool. Alright, let's see what it sounds like. 3, 2, 1, go. Wait.
Vestigial.
Vestigial. I said vestigial. Vestigial. Vestigial, useless, or functional. I'm startled out of my thoughts when they speak, but they aren't looking at me. Is this Iris? I don't know. I swear they showed like a little face. It can all be processed in the brain. It's occipio. 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 Occipital lobes have to be enormous. What the hell are you talking about? In fact, I don't think they're talking to me at all. Exactly. Just stay quiet, bro. They're talking to whoever's in their head. I linger to listen, curious despite myself. They move to Solus's other side, still engrossed engrossed in their study of its many eyes. Sensory lag wouldn't be a problem. How does it composite all the neurological input? I wonder. Maybe they caught sight of me in their peripheral vision, or maybe they heard me shift slightly. The hunter joins upright, wide eyes landing on me. You're still here? I'm gonna grab that one instead. What do you want? I saw you at the Snobium earlier. Exactly, and can I thank you? I wanted to thank you. They stare at me. Though their lips part, they seem to struggle to figure out what to say. I'm not used to hearing that. A hint of uncertainty almost vanishes under their scowl. Almost. You shouldn't need my help to begin with. What are you thinking? Traveling alone at night. This is far from the worst thing haunting Lowtown. I can't make heads or tails of them. First they save me, now they scold me. Lesson learned. I can do without the lecture, though. To my surprise, they break eye contact. They frown, though their disapproval doesn't seem directed at me. If you're not going to run off screaming, you might as well wait until I'm done. Their attention glides back to the Solus's corpse. They examine it with an inscrutable expression. I clear my throat to fill the silence. I'm Theo. What the hell? Suddenly, maybe no, that's stupid. Don't even say that, bro. Let's look it up. Emhin, 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 Emhin. Okay. Suddenly, Emhin tenses. The blade flashes as they drive into the back of the Solus's neck. The Solus thrashes once, letting out a rattling hiss as the air leaves its lungs. Emhin leans on the blade, driving it deeper and deeper until there's a sickening crunch and the creature goes limp. My heart thuds in my chest. It must have been clinging to life by a thread. Emhin straightens up, withdrawing the blade in a single smooth motion. Better to put wretched things like this out of their misery. They calmly clean the blood from their knife. I swallow, my eyes still glued to the cooling corpse. A scientist. What the bro? Scientist. Why is the Solus inside the city? Emhin looks at me, eyes searching, before realization dawns. You're new here. There's no walls around the city. I mean, like, I was thinking about that. Like, when Iris took us, it was just, like, poof, like, we were in the outskirts. There was no security or walls you had to walk through. There's no walls around the city. Solus can come and go as they please, until someone is contracted to stop them. The Cenobium's patrols don't bother to protect Lowtown. Not anymore. Let me guess, you're not a fan of Cenobium. I wouldn't go that far. Either way, it looks like I owe you. Emhin's brow abruptly furrows, and they sheath their knife, motioning for me to follow. Not safe here. The vultures can smell death. I'm not quite sure what they mean, but I don't want to stay lost in the city. I trail behind them as they stride down the street. If it's so dangerous, then why are you helping me? I came for the bounty on that Solus, and you were in the way. Not killing you isn't the same as helping you. Don't count on being so lucky again, or you'll be dead by sunrise. Their answer is stingingly harsh but real. You know what? Fine. Don't give it, bro. Don't give them the most task, bro. I just need to find my lodgings. I hold my hands up, trying to forestall any more snippy comments. Alright, I get it. I'd love to get out of your way, but I'm sort of lost. I just need directions back to my lodging. Their brow furrows slightly. They open their mouth, and for a moment I could swear they look regretful. They sigh and shake their head. It's too dangerous at this hour. I'll take you to wherever you're staying. I wasn't expecting to get directions, given their attitude. When they realize I'm staring, they look away with a huff. It'll be faster, that's all. I have room at the wet wick. At the name, Emhin's face falls. That gaudy cesspit. Not a fan. It's full of drunks and idiots, what do you think? True, it doesn't seem like their kind of place. Well, that's where I'm staying. Are you taking back your offer? Emhin exhales sharply and shakes their head. This way. This way, this way. Emhin's route is completely different from my slow, early morning meandering. Their steps are swift and sure, even though all the streets blur together in the dark. You know the city pretty well. I grew up here. I think that's the first thing they've told me voluntarily since we've met. Was it always like this? Emhin's gaze wanders, dragging along the dingy buildings. I struggle to decipher their expression. Regret? Regret? No, Iridia was never perfect. It used to be a place worth living in. I can't make heads or tails of Emhin's answer. Iridia is the last bastion of humanity in this wasteland. Where else is worth living? The Wetwick's not much farther now. In no time at all, the shadowy alleys of Lowtown give way to brightly lit avenues and crowds of lively people. It's as if half the city had poured into the Amoralis. I don't know. Amoralis. I don't know. Districts, colorful streets. Laughter. Let's learn this word, guys. You thought I was just gonna go by it? Nah. Let's see. Amoralis. That's a flower. So what is that, like the color, the tone?
Amaryllis.
Amaryllis. Amaryllis. Districts, colorful streets. Laughter, clinking glasses, and music assault my ears from every direction. Yet most of the noise comes from the Wetwick. Its doors hang wide open. Bright lanterns frame a tall and familiar figure. Doctor, Kuros, Theo, and him I see. It's hard to say which of us is more surprised. You know each other? Emhin is a freelancer who has done a few errands for me. They are quite reliable, though I can't say I remember you ever escorting travelers. Theo nearly walked into the jaws of a soulless. I thought bringing him here would be less trouble. Ah, if you're staying here, then take it Leander is able to help you. As it happens, I was also heading that direction. Shall we? Fine. He still owes me for yesterday's work. Emhin drags their feet, reluctantly trailing me into the tavern. This is a very long demo. Very put together. As soon as the doors open, a wave of sticky heat rolls over me. In the hours since I left, the wick has grown suffocatingly crowded. Kuros stands a head taller than most. Even so, I nearly lose sight of him amid the sea of swarming bodies. Pardon me. As if on cue, the crowd parts. Kuros glances over his shoulder at Emhin and me before gliding through. How can anyone breathe in here? Emhin follows at a clipped pace. Beyond the bar, Leander holds a pair of shot glasses brimming with luminous green liquid. And now, for the finishing touch. A flash of magic paints the glasses white with frost. You never guess what's in these. He slides the glasses across the counter, and I get my third and fourth shots of the evening in rapid succession. Eyes leans against the bar, an elbow propped up on the counter. Is everyone just here? Where's Ray? He catches the glasses and lifts one to the light before turning it upside down. The contents magically congeal. Stay firmly in place. You're supposed to make drinks, pretty boy. Don't tell me you've wasted you're wasted already. Okay, everyone's here. Full house. Ray perched on the counter beside. I feel like this is linked to the ending. Ray perched on the counter beside Ice, looks at the shot glass and shakes his head. What have we here? The bucket full of boogers, Leander's nose treasure. They hate the wet wig so much, but they're all here. You've eaten worse. Ray's lips twitch and his ears flatten and offer to glass. Eyes snickers. Coward. Don't tell me you're actually... In one fluid motion, Eyes throws his head back and downs a shot. Drinking that. A dark look crosses Eyes' face. It's chewy. That's so gross. Chewy? Wait, let me try again. Imagine... Oh, that's so gross. Behind me, Emhin grumbles. I told you this place was a nest of degenerates. If it isn't Karas and Emhin. At the sound of Leander's voice, Emhin's pale eyes grow wide. They look ready to bump until Karas sets a hand on their shoulder. This will not take long, I promise. Emhin's eyes start from Karas's hand to his face, then soften. Fine, you first. While they step forward, I linger behind, struck by a sudden revelation. All the people I've met recently know each other. Good evening, Leander. Ice. Another drinking competition, I presume. Is it evening already? Just some friendly rivalry, Doctor. No need to be alarmed. Karas acknowledges Leander and nods with a slight nod, ignoring Ray entirely. Not that Ray seems to mind. Bad blood? He tilts his head, lips curving into an impish smile when he spots Emhin brooding behind Karas. I almost didn't see you there, Emhin. Looking for your booster seat? Emhin pushes her hood back and levels Ray with a cool look. I thought pets weren't allowed in here. Ray's eyes narrow. Bad blood. At the first sign of an impending fight, Leander vaults over the counter. Let's try and keep the peace. It's not every day the esteemed doctor takes us up on a drink. His arm snakes around Karas's shoulder. You are finally taking me up on that drink, right, Karas? I am afraid not. We were merely escorting Theo back to his lodgings. Karas gestures in my direction, and my stomach sinks. I reluctantly step into the light. Leander's face brightens as soon as he sees me. Theo, it's been too long. Everyone, this is Theo. He's new to Iridia. I feel 4 pairs of eyes fixed on me, and suddenly the bar seems suffocatingly small. A voice nearly catches in my throat. Hi, again. Hi everyone. Again. Again? You've met? Ah. Eyes and Ray regard me with subtly amused expressions. We did. Not that long ago either. To think we'd crossed paths once again. It must be fate. I roll my eyes. Ray looks far too pleased with himself. Deep breaths. Deep breaths, we're okay. We're okay. It's calls for drinks. I'm buying. All eyes turn to Leander, freeing me from the burn of attention. I still can't believe they all know each other. Watching them talk among themselves is surreal. But for the first time since I undertook the journey to Iridia, I feel a faint glimmer of hope. I know I was meant to meet them. The low, pleasant rumble of Leander's laughter pulls me from my restless thoughts. I've got to admit, I'm surprised. You make friends fast, do you? I wouldn't go that far. We're more like acquaintances. A wise man once said that acquaintances are merely friends you haven't shared a drink with yet. A wise man. You said that. Here. Last week. Edmund's lips curl with distaste, but Leander continues unperturbed. Unperturbed. What? Let's learn this word. Unperturbed. Not concerned.
Unperturbed.
Unperturbed. Let's toast to Theo's health. Care to join in, Doctor? Karas politely declines with a wave of his hand. How about you, Emma? No. Are you? No. A resounding pop pierces the din of the bar. We all turn to find the bartender pouring champagne from an old bottle, enslavable born blank. He hands the drink to Ray. When did they start serving champagne here? Ray pauses to lick the foam from his fingers with a coy smile. You don't mind, do you? In a blink, the concern of Leander's face vanishes. No, be my guest. While chuckling, Leander shoots the bartender a questioning look. Completely disinterested in his company, Eyes cants his head at me with a light smile. How about you, Sparrow? I did say I'd buy you a drink. No, no, no. My treat. Eyes regards Leander over the rim of his glass. In the dim light, the glint in his eyes looks downright dangerous. What'll it be, Theo? Gonna make... Yeah, I'm fine. Water's fine. Water's fine. Allow me. Leander pushes away from the counter to flag down the bartender. Emhin and Karas drift toward one end of the bar. Both seem eager to leave at the moment's notice, and neither has ordered anything. Eyes and Ray linger. Several glasses stand empty between them, and the two show no signs of slowing down. I think I'm going to stay with... What are my best interests? I don't know. I kind of want to get to know Eyes more. I want to know his deal. And, you know, Ray. Eyes meet mine in a flash of red. He gives a smile that's too wide to be reassuring. Don't worry. Leander's more likely to slip poison into my drink than yours. Excuse me? He considers his cup a tumbler of amber-colored whiskey. Leander's tried to kill me a dozen times by now. It's always a gamble. Ray looks my way with half-lit gaze, softened by his third glass of champagne. If I were you, I wouldn't let Leander put anything in my mouth. He grins, revealing the sharp, white tips of his fangs. The Wet Wicket's one of Iridia's finest drinking establishments. Allow us to treat you to the best the city has to offer. May I interest you in the signature watered-down drink, or perhaps some stale nut leather? He gestures at a chipped ceramic bowl filled with spindly, speckled jerky that I can only assume is nut leather. What is with the food in this city? This place is as far as you say. The outcome is completely packed. It's not all bad. Depending on the day, the food's edible. Ice takes a measured sip of his drink. Gotta stick around for the real attractions, though. Leander returns with a glass of water that I accept with a murmured thanks. He claps, drawing the attention of the group. Alright, everyone, let's toast. May Theo's stay in Iridia be full of bright adventures and discoveries. Cheers. Leander, Eyes, and Ray raise their glasses in unison. Edmund only crosses their arms as Karas watches with polite indifference. The water is bitter, cold, and tastes faintly metallic, but I savor it all the same. Gradually, the din of the crowded bar fades to a low murmuring. I find myself relaxing for what feels like the first time in years. Aren't you the popular one, Theo? You must have met Karas first. It would be more accurate to say that I found him. He saved my life. I merely performed my duty as a doctor. Although, I'll admit I was confused when I woke up naked. Leander makes a choke noise. Somewhere behind him, Emhin sighs. It's not what you think. Theo was in grave condition. I can hardly treat such injuries through tattered clothes. The silence that follows stretches uncomfortably long. I look away, unable to face Karas's disappointment, and catch Viray snickering behind his hand. That's my cue to change topic. And Karas isn't the only one who saved me today. Don't you listen? I didn't save you. You were simply there. That's Emhin for you. Leander reaches for Emhin, but they duck under his arm with practiced ease. As reliable as they are moody. You're one to talk, considering you neglected to warn him to stay off the streets at night. What? Nah, that's what I was thinking, like, wouldn't someone warn me? What? Of course I warned him. I think. Emhin's only response is a short breath. At any rate, I never got a chance to thank you, Emhin. Don't. The less soulless alive, the better. Emhin's eyes flick towards eyes, and their lips twist. Eyes is too busy nodding along to Ferre's enthusiastic pantomime. 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 Let's learn this word. Let's learn this. I've heard this word before. It's like a jest, a show, an art of conveying emotions.
Pantomime.
Pantomime. Of stabbing to notice. Had enough of this hellhole. Let's go. Emhin and Kara share a brief look, and the doctor speaks up. Very well, but there is something that I must discuss with Leander. If you'll excuse us, do you? And just like that, the three of them depart, leaving me alone to sip my water in silence. Or so I think, until I hear a soft voice, a voice so soft and low it's practically a purr. Don't do this. Don't do this. Lost your tour guide? I turn to find two pairs of slit eyes trained on me. It's not lost on me that eyes in Verade chose to pounce the instant the others left. Pounce? What you gonna do, bro? Of course, I'd be stuck with the two most irritating people I've met all day. Monsters or not, there's no telling what I'll do if either of them push me again. Don't tell me Leander already snuck out back to get this knob slobbered. By the doctor, I'm assuming. They got away with words. He's got business with Karas and Emhin. Emhin? Two-on-one business, huh? Lucky. I can't tell if it's the champagne of the company, but Vere has grown noticeably more relaxed. He sits with his chin propped on the back of his hand. His tail sways lazily. Why are you so far away? Come join us. He pats the empty bar stool aside eyes, but I hesitate. The smile Vere wears is sweet and distinctively shy, and with drinks in his hand, and with drinks in the mix, I dread how he and eyes will mess with me next. We don't bite. I'm not so sure about that. You already tried to rob me, and you threatened me. Me? Steal. You must be mistaken. You sure it was me? Yes, it was you. And then you had the gall. To kick me. Kick me out so you can go drinking. Ice gives another one of his shrugs. I had to give you a reason to come looking. Miss me already? I stare at him flatly, unimpressed by his deflection. Ray suddenly leans toward me, gossamer sleeves pulling where he rests his elbows on his knees. I sets his hand on Ray's waist, narrowly preventing him from tipping off the counter. I'm afraid we got off on the wrong foot. How about we start fresh, Begin with proper introductions and whatnot. I'll start. The name's Ray. I'm a soulless hunter of no small renown. Ray's hand flutters to his chest, and he bows his head, flinching when hair falls over his eyes. Eyes doesn't say anything, so I suppose it's my turn now. It's you. Ray considers me for a long moment, his tail idly swaying behind him. Then he knocks back the rest of his champagne. It's a pleasure to formally meet you, Theo. He says my name slowly and deliberately, savoring every syllable. Tingle jumps down my spine, and I quickly turn my gaze away. Ice smirks at my reaction. Is something funny? Nope. I open my mouth and close it just as quickly. They want me to react, growing me into another ridiculous game. While their sharp, cat-like eyes keep me on edge, something about this tension is fun. It must be the fatigue. A flash of white over Ix's shoulder catches my eye. Across the bar, Kiras heads for the door. I don't see Leander or Emhin, but it feels wrong to let the doctor leave without saying goodbye. I'll be back. Bray grins and waves at me as I leave. Oh yeah. Okay, I went to go say goodbye to Kiras. I slip through the crowd. Okay. I stagger, shoulder checked by a man with a neck twice as wide as his head. He stares down at me, nostrils flaring. Out of my way, shit stayed. Asshole. I mutter while massaging my throbbing elbow. The lowlife wheels around, shoving an adder out of the way so he can close in on me. What did you say? He shoves me backward, sending me stumbling to the sticky floor. I'm fine, but my heart leaps into my throat when I see him bearing down on me. You trying to start something here? The lowlife freezes, his fist cocked back. A group of adders circle him, sizing him up. For what feels like an agonizingly long time, the lowlife looks from me to the adders. Finally, he sniffs and spits on the floor next to me. The wad narrowly misses my cheek. Screw it. Too many freaks in the circus tonight. He turns his back to me and comes face to face with eyes. He gives the lowlife a dangerous smile. You'll do. What happens next is a blur. Eyes' fist crashes into the man's jaw, causing a frenzy of gasps, shouts, and even cheers. Ice is on demon time. I scramble to my feet as the frantic crowd swarms around me. Through the ruckus, I hear Leander shouting, "Take it outside, Ice." Everyone, drinks are on me. This nigga always paying for everyone's drinks. Like, what is the point of him saying that? I don't understand. With that, the wick erupts into hoots and cheers. The ring around me disperses as adders and onlookers rush toward the bar. Okay, I understand that. Through the thinning crowd, I catch glimpses of familiar faces. Eyes vanishes out the back, dragging the lowlife behind him. Harass lingers near the door, searching, I suspect, for any wounded before he departs. Emhin draws their hood up tight as they duck out a side door, while Veray leans over the counter to swipe a glass of wine from beyond the bar. And Leander, seated at the opposite end of the bar, gestures dramatically and apologetically at the bartender. In a heartbeat, I realize that there's no telling when or if I'll see any of them ever again. Whoever I pursue may be the last person I get to speak to tonight. I follow. Okay. Alright, big choice. Big choice here. So, okay, let's go through one by one. Ice, he's a dickhead. But he did defend me. But I don't know. I don't really know nothing about him. He doesn't really have no insight on his character that much. So, Karas, he's up there. He's up there. I can't lie. Karas is up there, especially in the sense of me wanting to cure my curse. Karas is up there. Emhin. Oh, what did I just do? Okay, Emhin. I don't know. They're just weird. Ray though. Ray. Yeah, I think we're just gonna skip. I think you're just gonna let me go with Ray. Of all the people I've met, only one left me with more questions than answers. Ray knows more than he's letting on. I'm certain of it. Still, lingering doubt looms heavy over my decision. Can I really trust someone who lies so readily? Returning to the bar is slow work with a heavy crowd vying for drinks. When I find Ray, he's leaning against the counter, elbows propped up on the edge and a wine glass raised to his lips. I catch myself staring and judging by the looks I see thrown his way. I'm not the only one. Yet there's a clear ring around Ray. No one else seems bold enough to cross. I didn't think he planned on sticking around. One ear perks up at the sound of my approach. A free drink's a free drink, even if it tastes like stale rat piss. Didn't you say you wouldn't be caught dead slumming in this shithole? Ray takes a delicate sip from his glass, but his tail thrashes below the bar. You've caught me red-handed. Excuse me. He peers at me over the rim of his glass. In the low light, his eyes glitter jewel-bright with amusement. Uh-oh. However will you punish me? I figured my company's punishment enough for you. Ray's lips twitch, and he smiles despite himself. I saw your little run-in with that Gibbering imbecile. Quite the show. A muscle in my jaw flexes. Did you enjoy watching? I much prefer to be an active participant, but eyes intervened before I could. I can't tell if he's disappointed because he didn't get to save me, or simply because he missed out on a fight. The latter. I mean, look at who we're talking to. Next time I get jumped, I'll be sure it happens near you. Ray laughs softly under his breath. He rests his glass on the counter with a sharp clink. I did warn you, didn't I? He moves closer, and I tense, my heart leaping in anticipation. But he only runs his hand up my arm to dust off debris, no doubt picked up from the floor, with a touch far gentler than I expected. About finding trouble, he murmurs under his breath while his fingers rub small circles into my shoulder. I whisper for fear of what my voice might do if I speak up. I can take care of myself. It comes out sharper than I intended. Ray lets me go with a sigh. So, did you come here for praise or will a head pat? A head pat suffice. A head pat. What about real explanations instead of vague ramblings about moss and fire? What the hell is he talking about? What the hell am I talking about? Ray sauce. You could buy me a drink before insulting me. After the way you pounced on me, if anyone's owed a drink, it's me. Ray falls so uncharacteristically quiet that for a moment I fear I've actually crossed the line. Then he props his chin on his wrist. I don't think you understand how things work around here. Information is a luxury, one you flung carelessly aside. If you value my words, you'd have taken me seriously. Value? I barely understood what you meant. I gave you free advice, warned you of the danger you were in, and still you went prancing off to the sea spring. Small wonder this solace didn't tear you to ribbons. Well, I don't know, I was in more danger here in Lowtown than fucking, what are they called? I don't know, the outskirts, I don't know what they're called. My first impulse is to argue, but what he said doesn't sit well with me. How does he know what happened to me? Yeah, 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 that is true. What's solace? You don't play dumb? Let's play dumb. Let's get some information out of him. Let's see if he'll bite. That's not what I clicked, but okay. How'd you know about the solace? Did you follow me? Of course not. He just sent to you, so he has a sensitive nose. Oh my god, actually, my IQ is insane. I have a very sensitive nose, remember? Right, how could I forget? You normally greet people by shoving your nose into their laps like an overeager dog. Did he do that to me? I can't recall. No, he did not. What? I guess they're just insulting. For a heartbeat, and for his eyes grow wide and flat. Then he laughs under his breath. Only the ones I like. Ray trades his empty wine glass for the long abandoned tumbler sweating on the counter beside him. Soft lumps of ice bob in the watery dregs of whiskey. The truth is, I despise most people. His eyes flicker over my shoulder and thin when Leander's boisterous laughter erupts from the other side of the bar. What about me? Now that we've started off on the right foot? Playing nice. Don't think I've forgotten how mouthy you were before. He looks over me with an agonizingly slow gaze. I like this. I like this this sprite. He's looking straight at us. I don't think any other characters did that. Finally, his lips quirk. Honestly, I haven't made up my mind about you. Yet. It's a start, or so I think, until his eyes slide away and he turns back toward the bar. I've got no idea how I'm supposed to hold a conversation, much less get answers. I knew Beret wouldn't make this easy for me, not when he clearly enjoys playing games. Are you going to tell me anything, or are you just having too much fun? Excuse me. He lets out a short breath. This isn't a game to me. A lie. I'm close enough to catch a subtle bristling of his tail. If anyone's fooling around, it's you. People like us can't help but attract danger. Yet you seek it out, and for what? Cheap thrills? I wasn't trying to get eaten by a soulless. There's something I'm looking for. And you think Eminem can help you? Leander, are you really willing to risk your life with those idiots? What life? You've got no idea what I've gone through, or forget it. I start to rise, but something flicks against my ankle. Ray's tail. It's a little more than a brush, but enough to give me a pause. Like a rap, maybe? His eyes, softer than before, search mine. They couldn't even begin to understand you, but I could. How do I know I can trust you? You don't. I'm slightly less inclined to waste your time with empty flattery or insults than those two. Is what you desire really worth risking your life for? If you knew the kind of life I've lived, you wouldn't be asking. Ray considers a condensation on his glass for a long moment before speaking again. Will you trust me? Yes, I will trust you, Ray. Let's be straightforward. Yes. Yeah. I nod, and he rewards me with a small smile. Good. Ray raises the tumbler to me, then knocks the drag back. Once finished, he wipes his mouth on the back of his hand. Let's talk. Outside. We could both use the fresh air. With that, he slips away from the bar, leaving me to follow his long, trailing tail through the crowd. It's so cold, so cold, the breeze cuts clean through my bandages, numbing my fingertips. But if the chill bothers Ray, he doesn't show it. He lopes purposefully down the street into an alley, this far from the wick. The bar's racket is a little more than an indistinct hum. The street is silent in the dead of night. A vague sense of unease falls over me. You had questions. Ask. Ray's breath missed. In the cold moonlight, the shadow stretches unnaturally long over the cobblestone street. Quickly, I've got a show to attend. An utterly exquisite ludist is performing in Hightown. You can't be serious. And here I thought you appreciated it when I kept it quick. He looks down his nose at me, effortlessly imperious. For a heartbeat. I'm reminded of the stark want that gleamed in his eyes when he touched me. Dude, I so want some pizza right now. I'm so damn hungry. If you weren't so pretty, I'd walk away. Truth. But I need answers, and I can't think of a better way than starting with the people I met earlier. If Ray doesn't prove trustworthy, maybe one of them will. First, I ask about... What do we ask about? The under eyes. So let's ask about eyes first, because obviously they were here at the bar. They were here at the bar when we showed up. They know each other, and we don't really know anything about eyes, so let's go with eyes first. I'd like to know more about eyes. Boom. You two seem close. He made an impression, Not surprising. He's strong, ruthless, easy on the eyes. Gets it almost as well as he takes it, even if he's awfully greedy. Big. Everywhere, really. Alright, so they're very accustomed to each other. Bit simple, but you know what they say about Stillwater. Don't finish that. That's got bad memories. I don't, but I'm too distracted by the change that's come over for Ray to ask. Look at him. Look at him. Look at he's lovesick. A coy smile plays at his lips as he winds a finger around the train, dangling from his collar. Oh, I think I muted in time, whatever. I thought you didn't like most people. Most people. Eyes isn't most people, exactly. He's better. Okay for Ray. I think we're gonna have to let Ray go. And we're gonna have to give Ray with eyes. This is a loss for us. Our eyes meet, and Ray's tender expression curdles. He makes a tiny sound of distaste in the back of his throat. He's more trouble than he's worth. Yeah, okay, buddy. Yeah, okay. Dangerous too. Stay far away from him and those red-eyed freaks if you value your safety or your sanity. Is that why you scolded me for going to the sea spring? I really don't think eyes is as bad as what you're saying. Dude, you literally threatened your life. You don't know him. Not like I do. The corner of his lip twitches. Karas next. Karas is my next choice. I wanted to ask you about... I regret speaking as soon as I start. Berets mentioned Karas before, though not by name. His previous reaction was nasty, but I can't back down now. Not with Beret eyeing me suspiciously. About the doctor. Karas. I tense, ready for a blowback, but Beret only shrugs. Bit of a bore if you ask me, but he's popular enough. You know, on account of his massive heart. So this dude just fucked everyone. He winks as though the stress he placed on heart wasn't already suggestive. There's always a line wrapped around the block for his services. People can't seem to get enough of his special medicine. Probably because he doesn't charge anything. The raised tail gives an impatient twitch. Whether too eager for a little mouth-to-mouth with the pelvic examinations, if you get what I mean. When I grimace, Ray grins wolfishly at me. There's clearly no point asking him anything else about grass. Emhin. I've got to admit, I was surprised to see that you and Emhin know each other. Are you friends? Oh yes, we laugh and go shopping and have sleepovers where we braid each other's hair and kiss with a little tongue. I'm beginning to wonder if Ray's ever had friends. Nah, just hookups. Let me guess, you don't like them. Can't stand them. The first time we met, they stabbed me. Slit cold, hard steel between my ribs, nearly nicked my heart. It was exquisite. The knife, I mean. Okay. The knife, I mean. Some sort of antique. Him's done nothing but disappoint me ever since. Nah, they're fucking weird. I don't like him. So you're not close. And can you imagine me being friends with that crabby little killjoy? Impossible. Not unless they learn to lighten up. And I'm afraid not even a surgeon as practiced as Karaz can remove the stick firmly wedged up Emhin's pert ass. Before I can ask my next question, Beret gives a frustrated growl. I haven't got all night for idle gossip. Isn't there something more interesting we can talk about? Who? You? No. I'm more interested in learning about you. That catches me off guard. And what about me? Nothing worth having comes easy or cheap in this world. You're clearly sad in this thing you've spoken of. Your very reason for being... Yeah, have you considered what might happen should your struggles prove futile? If what you desire is beyond your grasp, then it's over. It's over, buddy boy. Then it's over for me. This has to work, or it's over. You would give up then? Just like that? Like I said, I can't keep living like this. To cling so tenaciously to a slim hope. And how fascinating. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. You had 2 questions left. 2? But you haven't explained anything. And I suggest you make your last questions count. So much for being helpful. But I suppose that's just how information works in this exhausting city. Leandro told me that the Synovium imprisons people. Did he mean you? Leandro's a moaning fool with a throbbing victim complex. He loves to see himself as a savior, but the only difference between his cronies and that Synovium stooges are the uniforms. I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what surprises me more, the bluntness of which he speaks, or the venom lacing his ordinarily silken voice. You're asking who, when you should be asking why, says the asshole counting my questions. The look he throws me is infuriatingly self-satisfied. Fine, why were you in prison? For the same reason the Synovium would snatch you away. Something special. Ray bows his head, gathering his hair in his hand and lifting it from his shoulders to bare his neck to me. See this collar? He cranes his neck, inviting me to lean closer. It looks unremarkable, doesn't it? I assumed that Varay's collar was a personal touch, and closer glance, the thick, supple layer is molded to fit his neck snugly. But the large silver buckle seems easy enough to pry open. Ah, you're not giving me a choice. Don't gotta save it then. I reach forward to touch the buckle. Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is dumb. Varay's hand lashes out. Long, slender fingers wrap around my wrist and flex, exerting just enough pressure to hint at how easily he can snap my bones. So you know better than a touch without asking. Oh, that was probably loud. There goes my flask. My infamous BMO flask. Well, you can't just like give me all intrigued and deny me, so can I please? Can I please? Our eyes meet, hissed in with amusement. No, you may look, but don't touch. Lame. He lets go of my arm. I smooth down my bandages. I can't lose my composure again. By now, I fully expected Ray to walk away, but the fact that he's still here suggests he either forgot about his warning, or he was never counting my questions to begin with. Are you saying that's what will happen if the Cenobium finds out I'm different? I'll be collared? Sign me up! Doubtful. They keep me around because I'm the best at what I do. And what exactly are you the best at? Killing. He says it carelessly, without hesitation. As long as I wear this collar, I'm made to hunt the Cenobium's dizzying array of enemies. Monsters, soulless, noisy dissidents who grow overbold. I'm bound by the will until the day I die. And that's awful. Ray murmurs in agreement. It is, isn't it? And that's all I have time for. I really must leave now. I'll be late. That's it. Why'd you bring me here if you weren't going to explain anything? He has the nerve. I got some nerve to laugh. Isn't that obvious? I wanted to lure you out here alone so I could eat you. Oh no! No! Please! Please don't eat me, please. You're lying again. You're asking far too many questions for someone with so much to hide. He glances pointedly at my hands, and I shove them deep into my cloak. How long has it been for? Basically 2 days. No shower, and hasn't washed a cloak, bro. What makes you think I'm hiding anything? I don't know. Maybe it's a tough act, or the way you tense up at the slightest provocation. More likely it's the bandages, not exactly subtle. I'll be going, unless you're willing to share some morsels with me. There's a biting edge to his playful tone. I can't tell you anything. Wrong. You can start with what you are. I take a step backward, but you go, whoa, no, my back hits a wall as Ray follows me in lockstep. He rests his left hand on the wall beside my head, caging me in. You know what? Am I just a human, a cursed human? I forgot already. I don't know. I think I picked the exile. I don't know. Ray reaches for me. His fingers curl under my chin and lift, forcing me to meet his lidded gaze. Would you believe me if I said that the eyes are the windows to the soul? Evil. My eyelids twitch. Cliche, I know. We could do it. Too honest. Too honest. I know. But let me tell you a little secret. When you miss me, I can feel it. Oh my god, that's a stacked sentence, bro. Got me all giddy thinking about 2 hours and 8 sip. I want to go back so bad. Ray leans in until his lashes tickle my cheek, and the warm, faintly spiced scent of his hair drowns out the stench of greasy cooking fires and chimney smoke. I was so corny. I'm gonna regret that. Like, I'm gonna edit that and like listen that over. I'm just gonna cringe so hard. His eyes pin me down. There's nothing you can hide from me. Look at those eyes. Whoa. His voice, is he like hypnotizing me? His voice is so low, so supple I could slip into it. You poor thing. led astray by those you trusted most. You caused so much suffering unknowingly. Is he like? How does he know that, bro? It's like whenever he does that thing, he's like peeking into my mind. I know that pain. This pain you can't afford. Oh my, yeah. Oh, Nate Sim. Oh, Nate Sim, the man you are. The blessings he is. Being stupid. What am I doing? Stop. I know that pain. I'm gonna be forget it all. My heart hammers, my lungs burn as though each breath is being stolen away. How do you know? This must be some kind of trick. But for once, Ray isn't smiling. Oh no, 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 no. All that suffering has made your soul so irresistible. He might actually eat me at this point. The look on his face makes my blood run cold. I've seen it before. Traveling through the wastes, lanterns occasionally reveal carcasses picked clean by starving scavengers whose eyes shone in the dark with that same ravenous hunger. Ray takes a shuddering breath. You're trembling. What if you and I went somewhere quieter, alone, like Toy Soldier? Toy Soldier. Take me to the king. Oh my goodness, dude. You shouldn't have. You shouldn't have. I'm sick of running, of hurting, of suffering. Surrendering completely is the easiest thing I've ever done. I. Before I can finish, Ray hushes me. A gloved thumb runs across my lips, bringing the taste of leather when it dips into my mouth. He bends closer and closer to the gauzy veil of his hair as she shadows spreading whorls of smoke, eddies of darkness peeling off the walls and blooming to blot out the moon. What are you doing? Sensation flees with the light, leaving me dumb to everything except the sudden pressure of a hand. Yes, yes. Hair tying me around my throat. Oh, oh, what the hell? Yo, what? Not yo. Wait. Did he actually eat me? He actually ate me, bro. Something snaps and the bitter tang of copper floods my mouth. Dude, I've had my heater on this whole time, and it was probably like in the background. I didn't even realize. Let's click you off. All right. Ray's lips crush mine as he swallows the reedy thread of my final breath. This time, death comes swiftly and permanently. The end. Man, fuck you, bro! You can't be serious! You can't be serious like that! Like that! Man, fuck Ray. I thought he was it. Nah, hell nah, bro. Fuck it, bro. Fuck him, bro. What is it? Is it gonna... Let's see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. Resist him. Exactly. Part of me wants nothing more than let him take me. To surrender completely to him. It would be... Is that basically... I don't know. I was so clouded with the... With the... Shut the fuck up. Weird ass noise in my background. I was so clouded with the assumption that we would get freaky, but I didn't really take into account that he did warn us. But I'm not about to give up now. The fuck off me. You're late. The Lewis. Fuck off me, bitch. Ray blinks. His voice comes out soft and breathy. A shame. He eases back, and for what feels like the first time since he cornered me, I breathe. But my relief is short-lived. Nimble fingers trail down my jaw before tilting my chin up. Water. His touch is featherlight and teasing, but my pulse still leaps. One last thing for you. spoken so softly that the pounding of my heart nearly drowns out his words. When did I ever call him a dog? Call me a dog again, and I'll break you. Understood? His lips curve, but there's no humor in his voice. Yes. Good. As soon as Ray releases me, I sink against the alley wall to catch my breath. Nah, Ray, you're done. Get this nigga gone, bruh. He looks down on me. Let's get one thing straight. I ate a monster 3 times your size for breakfast. 2, actually. The first tasted dreadful, like a fisherman's antique ashtray, but that's beside the point. You and I may be alike, but don't ever forget what I am and what I do best. Yeah, I'm gonna forget real quick. Get the fuck away from me. He smiles wide enough to flash his sharp, white fangs, as much as a warning as a smirk. The crash of shattering glass cuts through the air. Yonder, save me. I whip around to see a drunk stumble past the alley, leaving a trail of beer and broken glass in his wake. I glance back at Ray. Dun, dun, dun. He's gone. He's gone. Vanished into the dark. I'm left in the deserted alley, trembling with a delirious mixture of exhaustion and excitement. Fuck. Only once my racing heartbeat slows do I make my way back toward the wick, guided by the distant sounds of reverie. Reverie. Choose your fate. Save. Alright. After that, fuck no, baby! Get you gone! Get him gone! No! Kuras, the repentant angel. From all appearances, Kuras is a principal doctor of extraordinary skill. But you know little about the man beneath the professional mask, and Kuras keeps even his friends at a cool distance. If you uncover his deepest secrets, will you like what you find? I mean, shit, I already discovered gold, so let me jump right into it! Thank you for playing. For more Touchstarved, www. Spring last studio. Let's go! We're done! Touchstarved demo. 18 plus, mature content, amazing, beautiful, gorgeous. We love to see it. We love to play it. We love to experience it. We love to enjoy it. We love to be blessed by such a beautiful, gorgeous game. I was not in a rush to get this done. I'm not gonna lie, it took way longer than I should have. I was enjoying it. I made a mistake, but I came back. So, as always, thank you guys for sticking around to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to support the creators. I don't know. I forgot. By playing the game yourself. Don't forget to rush the next. Oh yeah, I'm so late. Okay. I take